Charm chats with Kendra and Kat. Just a couple of girls talk about this and that. Get familiar with Blue and the charmed ones too. Charm chats.
All right, episode 2. We have made it.
Yay!
Yay! All right,
As of recording this, the first one hasn't yet gone live.
Well,
But
it will.
that's by design.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it will. It will. We're giving ourselves a buffer. It's all good. It's all good.
Mm.
How you doing, Blue? Say hi.
His tail wagging. Will you say hi? No.
No,
No, he's too chill. He's been in the car all day.
he has. It's been a long day. So we start out episode 2, which is called "I've Got You Under My Skin."
Yeah, that title, I couldn't remember what it was about
Yeah.
from that title, which granted may not be an anomaly for this show, but still it reminded me of several other episodes, and I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
It reminded me of specifically one other episode that involved, like, actual skin
Oh yeah.
things. So,
Yeah. I don't know. Well.
and I'm like, this is not that episode. That's later. That's
Yeah.
definitely later.
Yeah. But it's not a bad episode. It's,
No. I mean, we'll get to my rating for it, but I rated it.
Yeah,
pretty
I
high.
have my rating as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I hope you didn't steal my rating metric.
I stole nothing that had to do with cable knit sweaters, so I
Thank
think we're all right.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm gonna have a tough time finding anything cable knit for future episodes. Like, 2's not a pattern, but I sure as hell want to make it one.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll see what we can do. All right, so we start out outside of Quake.
I forgot Quake existed.
Yeah,
I knew Piper had to work somewhere before the club, but I hadn't remembered where it was until the sign popped up, and I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
like a forgotten piece of childhood popping up on the screen. I was so happy.
Yeah.
And I also forgot she never worked as a chef.
Yeah, she became a restaurateur.
Which, okay, that's not the word for it.
No, it really isn't.
She's a
But-
manager.
Yeah, she's basically
She's a restaurant manager.
Yeah, basically. But I do think it's funny the little moment where she says, you know, Chef Moore, he of the phony accents, hires me and then quits to open his own place. But you didn't actually, you know, when you were going for the whole Chef Moore thing, like you didn't actually go to this restaurant to do it, because wasn't it a different restaurant?
I don't remember.
Wasn't it at like a French
I don't
restaurant?
know if they ever showed the front
I
door
don't
of
remember.
it.
I remember
They showed
La
her the
Opera,
payphone.
but I remember La Opera from last episode, but I think that's
that
where
was where Phoebe and Prue were.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. No, they never showed the actual front door to the place. They just showed the kitchen and then heard the payphone.
Oh yeah.
And I assume the payphone could have easily been across the street.
Very true.
Or it could just be a continuity error, and they somehow managed to not have it actually be a continuity error.
Well, and also remembering things do change from pilot to the rest
True.
of the series.
True. Maybe it was a
And
continuity
this
error,
is-
and then they cut it out because they realized, oh, we don't actually need to show what the restaurant is in the first episode.
Yeah, and you know, also this series not exactly one for keeping complete continuity.
No, but it's not the most egregious as far as I can recall. But then
True.
again, there have been shows where I didn't think there were terrible continuity errors, but there actually were.
Yeah, very very true. I also think it's interesting though that the he of the phony accents gives us the well that explains why it's Chef Moore. That's not a French name.
No,
Like so that explains it. He of the phony
could be
accents.
Spanish.
Yeah, but he didn't sound Spanish either.
He didn't sound like a Moor either.
Very true.
Well, not that I would know what a Moor sounds like, but you know, cultural heritage and whatnot.
Yep. So we find out Piper's freaking out because she has no idea what she's doing.
When is Piper not freaking out?
Piper's always freaking out.
I love Piper. I love her freakouts. I hate when they go away later.
Yeah, it is kind of sad, but it's all right.
Yeah.
We can deal.
I love early Piper. I really do.
Early Piper is my favorite. Like first season Piper is just amazing. And then we find out that Phoebe is wearing one of Piper's dresses.
Because of course she is. All she came with was a bag and a bike.
It's exactly what I said. I was like, she doesn't have a whole lot of clothes. But my thought was, how are they the same size? Because they did not look like they'd be the same size.
It's just convenience.
Yeah.
She's got
It's
giant
TV
boobs.
sizing.
She
That's what
finds
it is.
anything that will fit her boobs, and that's the same size.
Yeah, probably. I could see that.
Yeah.
And then we meet Brittany for the first time.
Yeah, backstory-less named characters and
Mhm.
Charmed are like the characters in the first 5 minutes of Supernatural.
Yes.
You know shit's gonna happen to her. Because she
Yep.
appears, and they all know her,
Mm-hmm.
and they're
And then
chatting
her
with
boyfriend,
her.
she would say hi to Max.
Yeah.
Like, okay, who the
Yeah.
fuck is Max?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless they're introduced on screen. You know something's gonna happen.
Yep. And so we see the angel tattoo
Mm-hmm.
on her hand, which I think it's very funny the line of, I thought it was illegal to get them in the States because of the veins. Yeah.
It's not.
It's not at all.
That's what I wondered.
What it was in the 90s, tattoo artists were getting bombarded with doing hand tattoos, and they're just really hard to do it because it's not because of the veins. It's just because the skin on your hands are really thin, and it doesn't look good after a while.
Yeah.
So they basically in the 90s were just like, it's illegal, sorry. So they didn't have to do it. So that was a cute little thing. I was like, oh, she got it done in Tahiti. Everyone goes to Tahiti to get a tattoo on your hand.
Some people go to
an
Tahiti
angel.
for other things.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. So we don't know who Max is. We assume that it's her boyfriend because...
Or her husband.
Or her husband. Yeah, or something.
We do see him later in the episode.
We do.
But even then, they don't really clarify.
Yeah. And then Phoebe gets a lovely vision of the guy at the end of the bar coming over to buy her a martini. Because 90s. Yeah. Not just buy her a drink.
I've seen him in other
specifically a
things,
martini.
too. I might have seen him in more episodes of this show. Because there were a couple characters that did that.
Yeah,
Like, they had a one-off thing, one episode, and then came back for another episode. Brian something. I forget his last... Brian Strong? I don't know. But he does 2 characters on this show, and 2 characters in Buffy.
Interesting.
Or maybe he only does 1 character in the show. But I know he does 2 characters on Buffy. But yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, asking to buy her a martini because it's very much 90s of martini. Not just a drink, but a martini, she specifies. And apparently this is where we learn that Piper and Prue have both said that they're not going to use their powers.
Well, that's easy for them to say. Their powers are active. They engage them. Phoebe, her power is extremely passive.
Yeah, she can't really control
It
it.
happens to her.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen to anyone else.
Exactly.
How can she control that? Like, I mean, sure, granted, it becomes a thing where she touches something and gets a vision.
But that's her power growing or whatever.
Well, I mean, it happens sometimes, even in these early episodes. Like, we were touching the bowl last episode.
Yeah.
But even then, it's not like she can turn them on. Her turning them on is just touching stuff.
Yeah. So, then of course, after her vision that he's going to come over, he comes over, asks to buy her a martini, and the huge continuity error with her hands.
Yep.
Oh my god. Like, hands on the table, hands on her face. Which is it? Shouldn't be both. Seriously, did they not have a continuity master? Like,
Yeah. See, little continuity errors like that happen all the time with this show.
Yeah.
But, like, bigger ones, not necessarily.
yeah.
And the bigger ones are more egregious. The little ones are just annoying in the moment and you forget it later.
Yeah. But, like, I
Except for the
always
umbrella.
notice- The umbrella, my god. Fucking umbrella. Alright. Now, I did like the cute little sister moment of Piper being like, Prue's gonna be pissed. And newsflash, stop worrying, you'll get wrinkles. Like, that was a cute little moment.
Yeah.
I was like, alright. And then we have her, cut to Brittany getting in the car, checking her lips in the mirror,
that
and
was
the bad guy in the back seat.
That was a fucking Criminal Minds episode right there, too.
Yeah, I was like, really? How did he get in the car? I mean, seriously. Like, that'll come up later,
He's
too.
apparently good at that.
Yeah, like, how does he get
And I guess it's smart, because at the point he needs to suck the life out of young women, he looks like shit. So they're not going to approach him.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
So that makes sense to me.
Definitely. And then we cut to the next scene, which is in the morning.
Yeah, and to get the
Prue.
walk of shame treatment.
Well, yeah, it's Prue getting dressed in some guy's house. We don't know who he is. She goes to leave. His alarm goes off.
She throws it out the
window. Like, okay, hypocrite. All right. He turns around and we see that it's Andy. It's like, ooh,
Where was the cord for that clock?
Yeah, that too. But I just love how I wrote it. I was like, he doesn't seem to wonder where his alarm clock went. Because she magics it out the window. He goes reaching for it, and then it's not there. He doesn't look at the ground.
He must be a pretty heavy sleeper, because I would have knocked within the first ring.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it starts going off. She does that, look, like, oh no, and then decides to throw it out the window, by which point it's been going like, meh, 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 meh.
Yeah.
Like, for a good
At
10
least 10 seconds, yeah.
And he still isn't, like, fully up, and he doesn't turn around until the door shuts.
Yeah, I don't.
Just blocking.
Yeah. You tell him, Blue. And then we get to the opening credits, and I did check, you are right. There are no words on Netflix, but there is words on the DVD.
Is it the backing track?
Apparently, yeah, I think
Okay,
so.
because at the beginning sounded familiar.
Yeah.
And I just, I never listened past the words when the thing was happening.
Yeah, apparently Netflix, they can still have the backing song, but they lost out on the contract for the lyrics, which is why on Netflix they can't have the lyrics to to the song, which is just weird, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the exterior shot with our first Rice Rotary streetcar of the show, of the episode. And then I want to know, because you watched it on Netflix, I watched it on DVD. Did they play Torn by Natalie Imbruglia? Do you
I
remember
don't remember
hearing
hearing it.
Because you
They
would
might
remember
have.
it, because it was the
Well,
the
that's
main
where I know that
chorus of
song
the
from, is from Charmed. But I don't remember if it played in this episode.
Okay, because I know watching it on the DVD, it was definitely there, and
Oh,
like
yeah.
you could tell it was there.
No, I have no memory
Okay,
of that. But then I watched it earlier in the week than I did the last one.
yeah, that's fine. And then of course we have the cat on the counter, because now this cat is part of their lives. We
Yep.
still don't have a name for the cat.
Nope.
But you know, and Piper is watching a show about the Salem witch trials while cooking, as you do.
Yeah, the tiny TV in the kitchen is a very 90s thing.
It is. I had a little tiny TV in my kitchen, but mine was black and white, and it also had a little radio.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it was kind of adorable. It was like,
We don't have a tiny TV in this kitchen.
no, you have a very large TV in this kitchen.
Yes,
And I'm
this kitchen which I'm leaving.
super excited about it, and I'm.
And it's great because you can also see it from the dining room because of those windows.
Nice. I'm gonna miss this house, and I haven't even been here all that much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss this house.
It's a lovely house, but I am glad to be rid of it.
Yeah, and I'm liking your new place. It's gonna be a nice place.
I'm hoping it's enough room for just all my crap.
Yeah.
I might have to actually like rejoin Pinterest for space saving options.
Well, I'm sure we'll chat about that.
Yeah.
I've got some stuff I can help you with. Sweet. All right. So then we get Prue coming in, and Piper's embarrassed about what she's watching because why not?
That's Piper.
It's Piper. She just gets embarrassed. She has secondhand embarrassment of like
She's just a nervous child.
She really is, yeah. And then of course, Andy called while she was in the shower.
Would you tell him
that you were in the shower? Like, it's just such a sister moment. Like, it's really funny because, like, in the first episode, I didn't necessarily be like, okay, they had a couple of cute little sister moments, but I'm like, I don't know. And then, like, as you go on, it's like, yeah, all right, they're becoming much more sisters.
Yeah.
And you can totally see it working because they have a lot more of these cute little sister moments. And then, of course, it was a great date. They had dinner, they had movie, they had sex. To which Piper uses the best 90s term, you sleaze. I was just like, what?
I find it very happy that this is essentially a family show.
Mm-hmm. And they were
And-
able to get away with,
Well, like they pretty frankly talk about it.
Yeah.
Because it's fantasy and it's there aren't kids in it, so for older people. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, and they also mentioned, because, like Piper says, something like, oh, sex on the first date. And Prue goes, it's not exactly our first date. Like, so in case you missed it in the pilot episode that they have a history together,
Yeah.
And then Piper comes back with the high school doesn't count, that was last decade, which is like, you're old, here you go. Like that little moment of like, I'm gonna be a bitch about it because I'm your sister and I can be that way.
Oh yeah.
Like-
Although, might it have been their first time together?
I don't think so.
I mean, I don't think so. But
I don't think so. Especially when we get later into
Yeah.
it and they're talking about it later when they're together at the restaurant. Like I don't think it was their
it
first
might have
time
been
together.
their best time together, though, judging by her reaction.
Might have been. I'm like, get it, Prue. You get it.
Yeah, tap that.
Jack it.
Although, honestly, those two actors look so much alike, they could play siblings.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So then we find that, Prue didn't want to go that fast. She wanted to take things slow. But that's not what happens in life,
Yep.
And then, of course, Phoebe coming in going, what happened? To which Piper's like, Prue slept with Andy, which gets the nicest little comeback, which is a very, very sister moment again. Thanks a lot, mouth. Like, it was just like, okay, I can see this being like a sister mode of like, calling each other names. Be like, shut up, woman, don't tell her my shit. It was like, you weren't gonna be mad? You're not gonna tell me? You're tell her but not me? It's like, family meeting, which was again, a cute little moment. Plus the hoodie that Phoebe was wearing was super comfy.
Yeah.
Like, super comfy, and I'm like, alright, I could see that. But again, she was wearing another little crop top underneath it.
She always is.
So I'm like,
Especially in these, actually, I think that's a pretty consistent thing throughout the series.
yeah.
Phoebe and crop tops.
Yeah.
Because I can think of a few things from like season 6.
Mm-hmm. She does wear a lot of short shirt. Yeah. It's not a bad thing, but it's just, a style choice.
Short shift, not a short shrift.
Okay.
I don't know, I just wanted to rhyme.
Alright. I'll allow it. So, of course, then, Prue tries to change the subject by asking what time Phoebe got in. Which Piper answers with, it must have been at least after 3. Which, does
How
that
would
mean
she
that
know?
Piper was up to at least 3?
She might just be a light sleeper.
Maybe. I don't know. But then I love the little callback from Peter. Like, I must still be on New York Times. Like, that would make it even later. Like, what? Stop trying to be that way, you know? I don't know. It was cute. And then, of course, we bring up Alec, and that she had the whole vision thing, which makes Prue upset that she's using her powers.
Hypocrite.
Uh-huh. It's like, she's being such a hypocrite because you magicked Andy's alarm clock out the fucking window. Who did it hit, man? Who did it hit?
Yeah, but she's not gonna get called out because no one else saw that.
Mm-hmm. Which I do like then the little moment afterwards of Piper saying, "Don't put me in the middle," and Prue responding with,
You were
"I'm not
born in the
in the middle." It was perfect timing on that delivery. It was very nicely
Yeah.
done.
I mean, granted, that was like my comeback sitting watching it.
Mm-hmm. It was perfectly done. And then, of course, you know, some chat about Phoebe not being ashamed of her actions, and Prue mentioning that she isn't ashamed either, and whatever.
She did the walk of shame.
She kind of did.
She's what? Isn't embarrassment about shame?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me that, Prue. Tell me that.
Yep. And then we have Prue mentioning that Andy said something about somebody abducting women, and says, "Warlocks aren't the only evil we have to watch out for," which is funny. Because it is a warlock abducting women. Like, it's still a bad guy, and
Is
you
he
have
warlock
to do
or
it.
is he demon?
I don't know. He's Jobna.
Yeah,
It's Jobna.
job in the cup.
And then, after we get that little sisterly moment, then we cut to the police station, and here's Max, apparently, looking for Brittany.
Yeah, and did you notice what was on the wall behind Andy's desk?
I did not.
There's a dare sticker.
Oh, was it?
Yes. It
God,
gave
that
me
is-
flashbacks.
that is
Does
very,
he
very nice.
go to elementary schools to talk to kids about drugs? And why is it him? He's an inspector in what I assume is the homicide or missing persons division or something.
I think
Not
it's homicide.
Vice.
Yeah, I think it's homicide.
Vice is who should go talk to kids.
Yeah.
Or, you know, community outreach or something. He's
Well,
in the
there-
wrong department.
Well, there are specific DARE cops. There are specific cops that
Oh, I
that
know.
just do
I remember.
DARE.
I vividly remember my
I
dare
remember
cop.
mine.
Officer Visconti.
I remember mine. I do not remember mine's name because I'm horrible with names,
Mhm.
but I remember her.
Well, I only remember mine because he was based at the middle school
Mhm.
that I went to, and he had like an office in there, and he would go to the elementary school for DARE presentations.
See, I had a female DARE officer when it was my year to go through DARE.
Mhm.
I don't remember her name, but I remember her. But I remember the DARE officer from the year afterwards was Officer Chico.
Ha.
And I remember him because one of my friends had a PBS, public
Yeah.
access TV show, and Officer Chico would come on that show and talk safety tips, and it was just hilariously
That's great.
funny. And I'm like, all right, you get it, Officer Chico, have fun with that.
I skipped a lot of DARE stuff in elementary school because the gifted program overlapped, and thankfully they chose the gifted program to stick me in
Mhm.
instead of DARE.
See, I never had a problem with DARE. I enjoyed DARE because it got me out of gym class.
Yeah, they never. That was never during gym time. They never got us out of that.
Yeah, no, for us it was at gym time because gym was the only time that could be taken. It was either a gym or a study hall.
Yeah.
And that, those were the only two times that they had, because they was either before lunch or after lunch, and that's what was before lunch
Mhm.
or after lunch was
So
either gym or
did
study
you
hall.
have it more often then?
We had it once a week.
Oh, okay. We didn't have it nearly that often.
Yeah.
At least as far as I remember. Granted, my memory from that era is pretty spotty.
Yeah, we had it once a
Um,
week for 2 months, which was
Yeah,
kind
I
of obnoxious, but
I think we might have had it once a month because, my gifted program, I did math and English
Mhm.
outside of the classroom. So it would have had to been during one of those that I would have gone.
yeah.
Because it wouldn't have taken me out of, I don't know, social studies or whatever.
Mhm.
I don't know either. I don't remember. I just remember that I never actually finished the assignment where you figure out what your fire escape route is in your house.
Oh.
See, I know what it is because my room is right over that overhang.
Mm-hmm.
So I just climb out and climb down.
Mhm.
Super simple.
Yeah. See, I've always lived in an apartment.
Yeah.
And when I was doing the whole DARE thing, it was you jump out the window in your room. That was my fire escape. That was it. It was climb out the window, jump to 20 feet to the ground, whatever it was.
Yeah.
There was the house is on fire, jump out the window. That was my fire escape route. That was it. Because there was no other way. Go down into the back on the wooden steps that are probably on fire,
Yeah.
or go down the front into the enclosed staircase that's possibly on fire.
And filled with smoke.
Yeah, it's nope, just jump out your window. You get a broken leg, we can fix it. Just jump out the window.
Yeah. That's when I would probably get one of those roll-up ladders.
Yeah, but we lived in an apartment, Couldn't do it because those have to be attached to the windowsill, and
Really?
Yeah.
You can't just have ones you stick in the closet?
I don't think they made those
Oh.
back when I was a
Granted,
child.
I've never had one of those, so I don't know if they make them where you can.
Yeah,
But again, it's never been a problem for me.
sure. You've had such different childhoods.
Yes, we have.
All right, back to the show. So Max is looking for Brittany, saying she left Quake, or left to go to Quake at 8 or 8:30. Called at 10 to say she was coming home. Who only stays at a bar for like 2 hours?
I don't know. Someone who does a special job of something.
I don't know.
Fourth one this week.
Yes, but my part is Andy sends him home in case she calls, and then we never hear from him again.
Of course not, because it ends up being a moot point.
And then this next bit, I only noticed because you mentioned it last week, of the fact that Daryl asked Andy, "Did you do something to your hair?" And my brain went /Rick Fodder, and it was literally because of you mentioning it last week that I even noticed that it was a thing that was happening.
You're welcome. Oh, so I sold my car this week,
Mhm.
and as I was about to hand off the keys, I noticed in between the driver door and the seat is a button, like one of those,
Button.
like decorative buttons.
Yeah.
So I managed to dig it out with my keys, and I pull it out, and it's a button I got at DashCon that says "Yes, Homo."
Oh my god.
That
Oh, Dash.
and my yellow car button and something else were all in the same group of buttons that I got. And that one I lost because, I don't
It was in
know.
your car.
Yeah, it was in my car and I didn't know it. I knew it was gone and I assumed it fell out
For 2
outside.
years.
Possibly up to 2 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would have been really funny if she'd found it in there. But yeah, now I have it and it's
Yeah.
back. And I wore it yesterday at Midsummerfest because, LGBT choir.
Very nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I know I have my I went to DashCon and all I got was this lousy button.
Yeah,
Or whatever
I have one of those.
button.
But those are ones Pac made.
Yeah, and those were made after DashCon.
Yeah.
Oh, DashCon.
Oh man.
Though, I do have to say, and it's coming up, July will be the 2-year anniversary of DashCon.
Oh my gosh.
The next month. And I am actually really, really excited about it, because, like, DashCon, while it was a crazy thing, for those of you who don't know, DashCon was a Tumblr convention
That went
horribly wrong, because it was put together by people who didn't know what they were doing,
Mhm.
and they didn't have help from people who did know what they were doing.
Yes. And probably someone was in it for the money
Oh yeah.
and helped it go even more wrong in the end.
It was bad, and they were advertising people that weren't actually going to be there, and then it was a whole big thing. But for me, I personally had an amazing time that weekend.
Yeah.
Even with the insanity that was
Yeah.
Friday night.
Yeah, there was, like, when they rounded us all up into that ballroom
Mhm.
and were, essentially holding us for hostage or whatever.
Technically, they were holding us for ransom.
True.
Yeah.
They were holding us hostage for us to pay our own ransom.
I gave $10 cash.
Yeah, I had a 20 I could part with, so I did.
Yeah, and I
Like-
didn't have a problem with it. I mean, it was a little crazy.
Mm-hmm. But,
And I
and
know-
then everyone, joins together and starts singing. And it
Exactly.
was great. Sure, it's cheesy.
Yeah.
And in the end, did we get a little shafted? Yeah.
Yeah,
probably.
a little bit. But here's the thing: is that there were a lot of things that came out of that weekend
Mhm.
that wouldn't have happened had it not been for that weekend.
Yeah.
And even for that craziness. Like, for me personally, I met a lot of new people that I am still friends with to
Yes.
this day, which is awesome. I got to meet Doug Jones 3 times that weekend.
Yeah.
Which was amazing. And I got to learn about a new band that is a Doctor Who rock band called Time Crash
Oh, yeah.
that is based in Chicago. And the lead singer is now one of my friends.
Yay.
It's just awesome. I got to meet these people and
yeah, because it was a small enough con where you could do that.
exactly. And I had a lot of fun that weekend, even with the craziness.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of memories. And there are things that people don't even realize came from that, like the ball pit meme of an extra hour in the ball pit was because of DashCon.
Well, I think more people remember that because it became a meme.
Mm-hmm.
And so then people who are now coming into the Tumblr scene and seeing, granted, old memes are pretty much just stuffed in the one folder in everyone's memory.
Yeah.
Or memory.
Cute. That was a good fun. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But can I just say, the ball pit meme is the one meme that I hope never dies.
Yeah.
I want it etched on my tombstone.
Oh, and you know what's really funny? So because Paul and Storm have a CD titled Ball Pit,
Mm-hmm.
then on the Joko cruise, everyone's talking about, can we just have a room filled with balls, make a ball pit room?
Only if you get an extra hour.
I know, I can't make those jokes because no one gets them. So I had to explain it to my table one night at dinner after the informational meeting where everyone was explaining it. Oh, this would have been right after that talk we had with Allie Broche, too, where she talked about, like, embracing your weirdness and, like, allowing the weird to happen.
Nice.
And the awkward, like, just, it's gonna happen, let it happen.
Nice.
And, like, weird decision trees. It was fun. That was an interesting talk. But I had to explain it to my table at dinner what the ball pit thing was about and why it was really funny to me.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from the obvious of, you know, health and safety has to be called to figure out how we can have a room that's just a ball pit.
Yeah.
Because I think someone also mentioned, well, we don't want to just get a kiddie pool and fill it up.
See, that makes it even funnier.
I know!
It's just amazing.
Because that's what it was!
Oh, it's just beautiful.
Oh my god.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. And that stupid bouncy castle.
And see, the funny part, even for me, I never saw the ball pit or the bouncy castle.
Yeah, I did. I went into that room.
I didn't know it was there. I had no idea it was there.
Pretty empty.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
If you'd walked by the room, because it wasn't by most of the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
So you had to walk back down to where registration
I
happened.
did see the quote-unquote gaming room, which was literally a single TV with, like, a PlayStation attached to it
Yeah.
and, like, 3 games. And I'm like, really, dude?
Yeah.
Really?
There was also the quiet room, which was like an extra tiny conference room that, you know, you could just go in and shut the door and there were a couple tables in there. Which was nice because, you know, sometimes you get overwhelmed and you just want to go be where it's quiet, but it wasn't exactly loud everywhere else, so.
No, it really wasn't. And I know, like, because I think that weekend was also the Cara McGee tea party.
Yeah.
And, like, it was, I had more caffeine in tea in that one
That was
day
great.
than I have had in years.
No, and then, because that was that Friday.
Mm-hmm. That was on
And
Friday.
that was before the roundup.
Before the crazy.
And because I remember going to, I forget what panel it was, but that was where I met Liz and Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were making flower crowns
Mhm.
in the row in front of me, and I started chatting with them, and then we all got rounded up, and the shit happened, so they had to let me go their crap.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that might have been no, it wouldn't have been the repo thing. You dragged me to that after.
Was that after?
I think so.
I don't know. I'm sure I can look up the thingy online.
I'm pretty sure the
Not
repo
too
thing
worried
was
about.
supposed to be at 10 or something, and we got rounded up at like 8, and we're busy for a couple hours, and then we came back.
Yeah. I don't remember.
Because I remember going to the repo thing with you.
Mm-hmm. And I remember them not actually having what they thought they had for the repo thing, or they didn't have
Yeah.
a monitor for it or something.
Or they couldn't figure out the
Monitor?
interface.
Yeah, which, you know, whatevs.
That happens a lot, though.
It does.
Especially when you're not familiar with the technology.
So true.
Still friends with her, though. Person who ran the repo.
Okay.
Yeah. And the one girl who, when at the roundup, was wearing a Tumblr costume
Yeah.
and just had stuff pinned to it. And I took a photo, and because it was funny, because, you know, I told her to pretend to be sad, because, like, this is a Tumblr convention. I thought it would be funny. And then people started making fun of everyone at the convention on that post on Tumblr. Just like,
Yeah.
this is not the point.
Yeah.
Come on. Yes, it's stupid. It's allowed to be stupid. Allow stuff to be silly.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there was a lot of people who also thought that somehow it was a My Little Pony convention because it was called DashCon and there's apparently a My Little Pony called
I did
Dash.
meet a brony, but not like a brony.
Yeah.
Just like a My Little Pony dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was it the
Justin?
teenage? Yeah, the teenage kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was adorable. He was
nice. He was so nice.
He was a sweet kid who liked My Little Pony for My Little Pony, not because he was a brony who wanted to fuck the horses.
Yeah.
So, you know, he was a cute kid. He was adorable.
Yes, very tall.
Yes, we had breakfast. He and I. We had salad for breakfast together.
Oh, lovely.
It was a nice day. All right.
Back on track.
We digress. Back to the episode.
Where were
we were, oh yes, with the slash fic fodder, which is how we wound up on the Tumblr rant.
Nice little tangent.
Yes. I did think it was funny that Andy mentioned that his feeding area was around the restaurant. I'm like, he's not eating them. What is happening here? Like, is that...
Well, they don't know what's happening with them because they can't find them.
Yes, but it's like, is that like the terminology? His feeding area?
I don't think that's the terminology.
I don't think that's the terminology at all. Like, it would be like his stalking area or,
like,
you know...
something ground.
Hunting ground, maybe.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, hunting ground, but feeding area. Like, is he a puppy?
Wait. It's hunting ground, not feeding area, because a T-Rex does not want to be fed.
And then, again, I only noticed this moment because of you last week, was Daryl mentions to Andy, better tell your sweetie to lock the door tonight, and then it looks like he pats him on the butt.
He did!
I was just like, really? Did I really just see it? I literally rewound it 3 times.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn it, Kendra, what have you done to me?
I'm a corrupter of souls.
You are.
Yay!
You are a bad influence.
I
Thank
know. And see, my parents were always worried about your friends being a bad influence on me.
Your
Quite the
parents were
opposite,
wrong.
Mom and Dad.
Yep, your parents were wrong.
So wrong.
And then we cut to the exterior of a church, which is a really nice looking church. And Piper is sitting in her car, and there's a knock on the window that scares the crap out of her, which I think is very funny. And we are met with Pastor Williams. Now I'm assuming he is not a Catholic priest, because he is a pastor, so I'm assuming
Well, I mean, he might not be Catholic, but Piper's got Catholic levels of guilt going on.
well, yeah. But there's, many different kinds of levels of guilt. But I'm assuming he's probably Presbyterian or something.
Something.
Episcopalian.
Well, I mean, that church looks pretty Catholic.
It does, but he is most definitely not a Catholic
Well, yeah.
priest, because he's pastor.
Yeah.
So I don't know what religion he's supposed to be. But either way, he's a very conservative pastor,
Oh, yeah.
we find, because of the lovely story that is
Yeah, and
happening.
this entire scene where she's talking with him in her car is ADR. And that
Yeah.
just, pulls me out of it so quick.
Yeah. There's a lot of ADR that happens in the show that I don't understand.
Yeah. I mean, it happens a lot right outside that church in this episode. I assume because whatever noise was going on was just making it too hard to record and not
Yeah, it
have
could've-
background.
It could have been. But I just enjoyed the little moment of Piper trying to ask the pastor, because is it true that evil beings can't go into a church without... I mean, she does this wave of her hands and makes a lightning sound, which is just the funniest thing ever. And I was like, it's interesting she didn't freeze anything with that hand motion.
Well, she wasn't startled.
Yeah, but it was just that was my first thought, was she didn't freeze anything. Interesting. All right.
I really, really, really hate this storyline for Piper. I hate the way it makes her act. I hate the way it makes her feel. I just want to hug her and be like, no, you're fine.
You're
sweetie.
But luckily it only lasts for this one episode,
Yeah,
for the most part.
very, very luckily, because I hate it.
yes.
I hate how she tortures herself.
Yeah. I also, the pastor goes, vampires? Which in the 90s was a very not talked about thing. Vampires
Yeah.
weren't in the lexicon all the time.
No,
Twilight
other than,
hadn't happened
I
yet.
think Anne Rice, maybe, but...
Yeah, Anne Rice I think was the only one. So, but now, post-Twilight,
Yeah.
God help us. Vampires, you automatically go, oh, fucking vampires. But this was before all of that craziness. And Pirates, more like witches, to which the pastor basically responds, wouldn't want to risk it. Fuck you, man, that's not helping.
No.
But,
Well, I mean, why does he then have to, quote scripture really harshly?
I don't think he does
Oh, was
that.
that there?
No,
Or was
no,
that
no. I
later?
think that's the second time. That's the second time.
Okay.
The second time you quote scripture.
Yeah.
Which, I have that down. But,
And then there's the extremely realistic door noise as he goes in.
yeah. But I just love the way that I have this written down was Piper gets out of the car, walks over to the church, gets to the stairs, hand reaches for the door, shaking. Thunder rumbles and she runs away.
Oh, yeah. And, okay, I find it really funny how there's a big-ass church right there. Across the street, City Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Church and state, right there.
Yep, it's a thing. And now, again, you were saying about ADR. We have now the exterior from the Buckland's auction house. And for some reason, there's an ADR lineup 2 blocks down. Why is that there? What is even the reasoning for having somebody ADR 2 blocks down?
I didn't hear that.
It might have been just the DVD. They might have taken it out for Netflix.
Yeah, I did
don't
not
know.
hear anyone say 2 blocks down.
Yeah, it was one of those where it was 80 yard over the exterior scene, and you're just like, why? Why is this a thing? Why was that needed? It was not needed. It was annoying.
No, not needed even a little bit.
Yeah. But then, so we get Prue running for the elevator, and of course, as you do, she drops her bag all over the place, and asks the guy in the blue shirt and jeans, which is a very 90s look, to push 12. It wasn't, hey, could you push this button? It was push 12. All right.
she's the oldest. She's the bossy.
She is the boss there. And then we find he's a British guy,
Of course.
because why wouldn't he be?
With that typical 90s floppy hairstyle.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to get Hugh Grant.
Yeah, that's absolutely what they were trying to get with Hugh Grant. They did not, however.
Nope.
This guy can actually act. Oh, did I say that out loud? Yeah. So,
Well, this guy has more than one acting technique in his arsenal,
yes.
is the thing. Because it's not that Hugh Grant can't act. It's that he can only do one thing.
Yeah. He's only good at the romantic comedy, and even then, not that good at that.
Yeah.
Not to say that Hugh Grant is a bad actor. He's just not one of my favorites, and I'm kind of glad he's not doing much anymore.
He's pretty. I like to look at him, but that's about it.
Yeah, he's eye candy until he opens his mouth.
Yeah.
So he's helping her pick up her stuff, and his 18th century French art. Really, dude?
That's so generic, too.
Okay. And then we find out that she's auditioning at the auction house, which is apparently on the 12th floor. All right. And then her phone rings in the elevator. Now I'm surprised that her phone works in the elevator, because I've had that phone.
Yeah.
And she doesn't even pull up the antenna.
That I would count as a continuity error.
No, because later on when her phone rings, she doesn't pull it up either.
No, I mean the fact that they don't think, oh, she probably needs to have the antenna up for this phone to work.
Yeah, because you had to.
Yeah.
You had to. If the antenna wasn't up, the phone didn't have a signal, like, at all.
And that's outside, not even
In an elevator.
elevator.
Yeah. So her phone rings and it's Andy. She's trying to deflect talking, whatever. And then Andy just says, all we did was make love. It's like, oh God.
It was, the tone
Oh,
of that
God.
was, yeah,
Like-
real secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I had secondhand embarrassment. I'm like, I don't get embarrassed like this. But that just was like, oh, Andy.
Yeah, and she doesn't say anything of like, I'm busy now, I can't talk.
Yeah, or I'm in an elevator.
Yeah.
I'll call you later. Like, that's what I would have done. I'm in an elevator. Can't talk right now.
And then he
Like-
demands to hear like specific words and stuff.
Yeah.
And she doesn't just say, I can't talk right
Mhm.
now.
Yeah, exactly. But my friend else, she goes, I wrote a note. I just didn't leave it. I'm like, well, then it doesn't fucking count.
Yeah.
Crazy woman. And then we get static on the phone and the call drops. Woo.
And like, it should have already happened. Not
Yeah,
when you
absolutely
were
shouldn't have.
halfway up.
And then we glance at the buttons, and we notice that like every floor button is lit up, meaning that the elevator is going to stop at every floor. So Prue, the hypocrite that she is, uses her powers to make the elevator bypass every single floor and go directly to 12.
Personal gain much.
I know, right?
It becomes such a huge issue in later episodes, but
It becomes a huge issue in this episode.
well, nah, it's mentioned in this episode. It doesn't become like a huge issue, like other than the Phoebe thing.
Yeah.
There's no real consequences for it.
True.
There is later in this season, I believe.
True. There is a couple of other
Like,
moments.
it's made a huge deal later in the show.
Yeah.
But in this episode, it's just kind of a funny little, ha!
Yes. And then we get the British guy with, lucky you, huh? To which she says, yeah, I'm charmed, all right.
Title of the show, people!
Which was a cute little moment, like, all right, fine. And then we cut back to Quake, because you can't stay in one place for too long.
Nope, not after that line.
Yep. And apparently Phoebe is now working at Quake.
Yeah, I was wondering, is she working there part-time for money or something?
Maybe.
Because that makes sense, like, Piper's the manager, she'd need help,
Yeah.
because Moore's quit.
Yeah. So she hands the man his check, and then recognizes him as Stefan.
Okay, that guy, he seems like he's a football player IRL.
I don't know, but he did not look like there's like, oh, he's so dreamy, he's so pretty. Like, I didn't find him that cute, but I have a weird taste in guys anyway.
No, he was not that cute to me either.
He wasn't that cute. Like, he wasn't even 90s cute.
No. He was 90s, like, stereotypical hunky,
Mhm.
maybe, if that.
Yeah. So we find out this is Stefan and that Phoebe is very familiar with his work.
Yeah.
But we don't know what that work is.
No, because they don't actually say it.
Nope, they don't. And then we have the lovely little moment of the, I'll always take a compliment from a gorgeous woman. To which she replies, I'm sure your girlfriend must appreciate that, meaning the redhead that he's sitting with.
Yeah.
To which he whispers, she's not my girlfriend. And she whispers back, then why are we whispering? Which is a cute little moment.
Yeah.
It's a cute little moment. And then we get the ADR line from the redhead, who looks less than impressed.
Oh, yeah.
I'll
looks
be in the
familiar.
car.
I've seen her in other stuff.
I don't know. I don't think she looked familiar to me, but I don't pay much attention to the people in
Yeah.
the background. So, but the lovely ADR line of "I'll be in the car," which was kind of cute. But again, why did that need to be ADR'd? Oh, probably
I don't
because
know.
they forgot to put it in when she was walking, or she didn't have a SAG card and couldn't actually talk. That could be too. Because especially in the late '90s, you had to have a SAG card as an extra to be able to have lines.
Yeah.
So she maybe just didn't have a SAG card.
I don't
but
know.
I think she said something at the end.
She does.
But
Not the very end.
Yeah, well,
No, she says stuff in the middle.
Well, she does have a line in the middle. She does the screaming, whatever. But we'll get there. So Phoebe tries to get away, and then we find out that he's doing a Porsche shoot, which he lovingly says Porsche.
Okay, so apparently Stefan is played by Michael Phillips, who is known for a TV series in the it's not in the 50s. He's known for being on The Guiding Light.
Oh, that's a soap opera.
Oh, okay.
Everyone's
I'm
on
like,
soap
he
operas.
cannot be this old to have played this character
No.
on that.
No. Everybody's been in a soap opera.
Yeah. He hasn't had quite a lot. He definitely wasn't a football player, though, which is what I thought he was. He's on Married with Children for an episode. Police Academy. Okay, this is hilarious. Okay, so he was on Stargate SG-1 before he was on Charmed. And on Charmed, he's Javna. On Stargate, he's Jaffa.
Alrighty then.
That's weird.
Hey, it happens.
He's also on Angel.
Yeah, maybe that's why we recommend him a little bit. So we find out that he's doing this Porsche shoot. He invites Phoebe. I would love to photograph you. You do model, don't you? In my dream. Like, really, Phoebe? Really? But I did think it was cute. I was like, oh, he's left-handed. All right, that's kind of cool. Too bad he had to be a bad guy.
Yeah.
Because I love me a left-handed people. I always have. So we get the address of 78 Waterfront Boulevard.
Which, okay, waterfront? That's a waterfront warehouse. You know it's a waterfront warehouse. What the fuck is going on there? That's not super sketch.
Yeah, very true. And for me, I wrote down because every letter was in capital except for the T, which looked like crosses. Coincidence? Probably. It was the way it was written. I was like, huh, alright. And then as she walks away, Piper grabs her because a driver called in sick. Can you do a quick delivery? So we now know that she probably does work there and she's just not, whatever. And it's like, sure. And then this cute little moment of, is that guy at the bar staring at me? To which Piper comes back, a lot of guys at the bar are staring at you. Which was just hilarious.
Well, because she doesn't have all those buttons on that shirt button.
Yeah.
So her luscious boobs are popping out.
It's all the boobage, that cleavage. Yeah. But Stefan seems to have disappeared. I'm assuming he went to go for the redhead in the car.
Yep.
Because, she's waiting in the car. And then we cut to Buckland, which seems to be undergoing some sort of construction because there's a tarp on the ground and a ladder and
So much
scaffolding.
construction everywhere.
And the guy painting the wall and okay.
Well, I can theorize as to why.
For convenience later.
Well, that and the fact that it's under construction because it literally just popped up. Buckland didn't exist a few months ago.
But it did though.
Well, considering who runs it.
Well, yeah, but we don't find that out for a while.
We kind of find it out. Well, we find out there's something up.
Yeah, we found there's something up. Yeah. So apparently we get the line then from somebody who's walking. I don't think we ever find out the name of the woman who's walking through.
Oh, the secretary?
Yeah, I don't think we ever find out her name. But apparently he's blown out 6 other applicants, which I thought was just an interesting phrase. You tell him, Blue. Though Prue is confused as to why he's even interested in her because she never even applied for the job. Now here's my thought process.
How is that not immediately suspicious?
Especially when you're a witch who has warlocks coming after you. Wouldn't you immediately be like, I didn't even apply for this job?
I think she probably would go more of the like, this is too mundane to be suspicious, maybe?
Maybe.
Or like, she tries so hard to separate her work from her home life that maybe it just doesn't register.
Could be. But then, of course, the receptionist, secretary, woman, again, we don't get her name, says that he liked what you did at the museum, even though your ex-boss trashed you. Like, fucking Roger, man.
Yeah.
You're fucking, But then we get the cute little moment of, like, what's Roger got against you anyway? She goes, hard to say unless shattering his male ego counts for something. Like,
that counts.
Savage. But then the best part was the little moment to which she adds on that of, he's also my ex-fiance. To which we get finger guns from the woman going, got it. Like, finger guns. What is that?
Oh my god.
But then we get to meet Rex Buckland, which,
Yeah.
that's a name and a half. Who happens to be the guy from the elevator who's now in a suit and a tie. First of all, here's my question.
She went straight up to the 12th floor.
Yeah. He was still in the elevator when she left. How did he get to the office before she did?
There's probably a back door.
Well, there probably is. But, how did he get to the office before her? How did he get changed so damn quickly? Though you can tell that he's tying up the tie, that he was finishing tying the tie. So, he had literally just put that outfit on.
Yeah.
Okay. But here's my other thing. How long did it take her to get from the elevator to getting into the interview, which she was already supposedly late for? And if she's already late for it, and he's the one that she's supposed to be having the interview with, why the fuck is he late? Just saying. And it's like, I smell active convenience.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Pretty much.
A little bit.
Oh, and in the introduction thing, they do this weird zoom in on him
Mhm.
that was not done with the camera. That was done in post. I've
Yeah.
done that zoom
Mhm.
with like VHS transitions in videos and shit
Mhm.
in like middle school. Like I've done that zoom. That was done in post, and it was super awkward.
Yeah.
Because why did you need to do that? He was
For
already filling up the
tension.
entire frame. You didn't need to zoom in on his upper half.
Yeah, well, tension and whatevs. And then, yet another change of scenery. We cut to the exterior of the building, which is very much a warehouse building, and there's a car outside. Is it a Porsche? Who knows? I don't know cars.
Mhm.
And then we get inside where there's, I'm assuming, a Porsche, on white, ready to be photographed. But no, we're not paying any attention to that.
And the club music.
Oh my god, yeah. Instead, we get the hand carrying the blue candle with the lovely liver spot.
Yeah. And this was the moment where I would have been like, called it. Except I've seen this episode before, so I don't know that I could have called it, though I hadn't remembered that it really was the Stefan guy
Mhm.
until then. So I don't know. I felt like that was a good called it moment.
Yeah. So we get the redhead tied to the table because,
Yeah, where she has her lines.
yep, her, let me go, don't
And what's really great, okay, so like, he's approaching from, pretty far away. She's lying flat on a table, a backlit table
Mm-hmm.
that's, I swear, in bones.
Yeah, probably.
And the long shot, she's looking, in the right direction. But the close up, she's looking kind of up. She's
Mhm.
looking kind of like mid up,
Mm-hmm.
still forward, but like she's not looking at him in
No.
that close up.
No, she's not.
Her eyes are angled downwards, but not nearly enough down. It's not like her head's not lifted, so
Yeah.
she's looking like here.
Yeah. When she says, please, Stefan, and he comes out of the shadows.
Jaffna.
It's Javna with the ugly dude.
Oh god.
So ugly. So
And
ugly.
then he gives her the old laser eyes. Oh my god. I loved those. It was so 90s special effects. It was great.
It was great. So yeah, so laser eyes, the red beams go from his eyes to her eyes. She screams and then turns into an old lady, and he's back to being young and attractive.
Yeah.
And then we cut to the tacky, ornate hand mirror sitting on the table, which he has to look in and then give an evil laugh. Because,
It
You
was
did.
very count of him.
it was.
Yeah,
It was a bad evil laugh. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't even a good evil laugh.
and this was where I wondered if he was a football player or something, because he's got that build, and
Mhm.
like he doesn't. I mean, as much as it's stereotypical, he doesn't look very intellectual or anything. He looks like he'd be a jock,
Yeah, he does kind of look like he
especially in the 90s.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, now we go back to Buckland, because can't stay in one place too long.
Nope.
And we learned that Prue curated 7 exhibitions, including the Carlton estate. Like, we're supposed to know what that is. And we learned that Rex has, quote-unquote, just taken over the auction house from his father.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. They banter back and forth.
She does a good job of calling him out.
She does. And she does, like, the I don't really want this job, I don't really need this job kind of, like, moment thing.
Yeah.
She doesn't say it that way, but it's like, I don't really need this. She gets to the door to leave and then goes, well, fuck it, I kind of do.
Yeah.
Kind of do.
She was posturing, and then when he didn't call her back, she'd be like, well, I gotta somehow get this anyway, so
Yeah.
here we go.
And then we learned that her expertise ranges from the Ming Dynasty to a Mark McGuire rookie baseball card. Which is like, okay, did Mark McGuire pay
You name
for
it,
that?
I can identify it.
Yeah.
Which comes in handy later in the episode.
It does. It
Well,
absolutely
not
does.
exactly in handy, but
And it comes in handy later in the season, and
Yeah. yeah.
so it does. We find out that she basically knows a little bit about a lot of stuff, and that's fine. You tell Flip. And then, because once again, can't stay in one place too long, we cut back to Piper and Phoebe outside the church.
No, wait.
Yes.
No, there was one more thing, because it's something Buckland said to Prue, like, why do you want to hire me? And he says, you're attracting a younger market. Except he puts a pause in it, so it's like, you're attracting a younger market.
Mm-hmm.
That does not equal you're attracting a younger market. There's a comma in there.
Well, yeah.
It was weird.
It was a little
Because
bit-
when he paused, it was like, you're attracting. And I'm like, this is not, that's kind of creepy. But, like, he just follows it up with a younger market quick enough that, it,
See, I think
it stood out
you
to
noticed
me.
that. Yeah, you noticed that a little more than I did. I
Yeah.
didn't notice that one so much.
Yeah. And then, of course, the secretary has to call in with, is this done already? That was clearly, like a setup between the two of them.
Yeah.
Where she was going to call in after a very short conversation to
Mhm.
remind Prue that there's more people for this job.
Yep.
So she best do what she gonna do right now.
Yep. Which is why when she gets to the door and tells him his expertise and he goes, I'm not going to apply for this job, but I do want it. It's like, well, fine then. Apparently we're not done here.
And
Like, Mom.
and I am right for it. Despite what you said on the phone, in the elevator, within earshot
Yes.
of like 15 guys, including the one that's trying to hire you.
Yeah. But again, that was a personal phone conversation. Like,
Oh my god.
Jesus, woman. Can't have private
Although,
conversations.
granted,
in
she
public.
was trying to deflect at that point.
Yes.
Because Andy was like pressing her to talk about
Their lovemaking.
intimate information.
Yes. So, then we cut to
Piper and Phoebe
Piper and Phoebe outside the church.
having the most private of conversations
Yeah.
outside of it. Church.
Yeah, and not caring, whatever. And yeah, I wrote down the entire scene seems ADR'd, so it
It
probably
is.
was a really windy day or something. That's what I wrote down, because it really was, like, I don't understand why.
Yeah.
But, whatever. So yeah, they're bringing food from the restaurant to the church, because that's the thing that you do.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine.
And I thought that was a nice device to, show why the pastor would know Piper and why she would know him.
Mhm.
He's such a big brother, too. He's so, chill.
Yeah.
Except when he quotes scripture.
Yeah, well,
And then he just goes old school, and you're like, geez, dude, bipolar much?
Well, that's what I said, is he's a very conservative pastor, which is why
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe he's, like, Protestant.
Could be.
So,
Could be an Anglican. They're...
maybe.
Do they have fathers or pastors? I don't know.
Religion, not my
Me
not my
neither.
thing.
We've had this conversation.
Yeah. Last week, in fact.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think it's cute because the pastor apparently knows them as well, because he comes up to Phoebe and is like, take a bite out of the Big Apple, to which she replies, oh, I ate the worm, which is a little weird, but kind of cute, like, alright,
It
fine.
was kind of cliche, I felt.
Mm-hmm.
But, in a cute way.
Yep. And then Piper again talks to the pastor, who once again doesn't really give her the info that she wants to hear. This is where he quotes scripture of Exodus 22.
He tells her the old school version,
Mm-hmm.
and don't just leave it at that. Give her the new school.
But that's why I'm saying is I think he's, possibly Protestant. He's very conservative.
Yeah.
But it's Exodus 22:18, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Which
Is
is,
that what it actually is?
I don't know. It's only translated that way in the King James Bible.
Ah.
So I don't know what it is in any other Bible, but that's only in the King James Version. So take that as you will.
See, okay, this was a verse I never understood as a kid. I never understood. I thought it meant, you will never torture a witch to live or something. I didn't, the wording was very confusing for me. So, I don't know. Yeah.
Then we get Phoebe, who decides to go buy gum in a magazine because, that's a thing you did in the 90s.
Yeah.
Chats with an older couple who are deciding which lottery numbers to play.
And deciding to tell complete strangers that they're about to lose their house.
Uh-huh.
So this is their last chance.
Absolutely. And then, for some reason, Phoebe decides, maybe I'll play the lotto as well. And she goes to grab the ticket, gets the winning lottery numbers in a vision, which are 4, 16, 19, 30, 32, and 40, in case you were wondering. She tells the numbers to the couple, and make sure play those because it's your lucky day, and then decides to buy a ticket for herself. As I totally would.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then, once again, because we can't stay in one place too long, we cut back to Piper in the van.
Yep.
But it's a transitional cutting, because then Phoebe gets in and she's super cheerful and,
Won't tell Piper why.
won't tell Piper why. But then as they drive away, we see the old lady who has the same tattoo as Brittany on her hand.
Oh.
Ooh.
And she's wearing the same dress.
She's wearing the same dress, but
with
it is covered by the grandma sweater.
Yeah.
That
The
looks
frumpy cardigan.
super comfy, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Was it cable knit? I don't think so.
It was knit.
It was knit.
I don't think it was cable knit.
No.
Because it didn't have the...
Yeah. It didn't look like cable knit.
Yeah.
But it was super comfy looking.
Mm-hmm. Nice big pockets.
Yeah. It was very much a grandma sweater.
Cozy.
Yeah, I liked it. And then we cut to Andy and Daryl outside of Quake.
Okay.
And Daryl's, of course, giving Andy some shit about his belief in the supernatural, because that's what they do, apparently. And then Prue shows up, and Andy wants to leave the little stake out the
Because
throw.
he's a total split attention detective.
Yeah. Like, how did he get this position if you can't keep your mind on one thing at once?
Yeah.
Just saying. Just saying.
No discipline with that one.
Mhm.
Not when it comes to the Halliwell.
Yeah. And then we cut Prue inside. questioning Piper about how Andy got her cell phone number. And Piper's like, I didn't give it to him. Bitch, he's a fucking detective.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
That's what he
man.
told you.
Yeah, like, are you kidding me? Whatever. And then I like the little moment because Piper's all flustered and you know, still trying to figure out the craziness, what's happening in the restaurant. So, remind me that I wanted to do this for a living.
She didn't want to do that for a living, though.
And then I'm like, but you did.
She wanted to be a chef.
Like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay, you didn't want to do this for a living, but all right, sure. And then Prue was worried that she blew the interview at Buckland because, you know, why wouldn't you? And then they both happened to see Phoebe sitting at a table talking to Stefan, apparently wearing Armani.
Yeah.
That they happened to recognize immediately as Armani.
Well, that Prue recognized it because don't you know she can recognize anything.
Yeah. But I also love the little sister moment and the callback to Phoebe wearing, you know, her sister's clothes, where Prue goes, where did she get that? And Piper says, not from my closet. It was a cute little moment. It was like, you know, because it was
No,
a
and
nice
then they
little
go to
callback
Phoebe,
the
and
beginning.
Phoebe's like, "Oh, don't worry, it's not yours." And she's like, "Yeah, I know, I could never afford it."
Yeah. It's a cute little,
Which, how does Phoebe have a credit card with that high of a limit if Prue cannot afford this dress?
you know, I think, because like me, I have a credit card that has a very high limit on it, even though I couldn't actually afford to buy anything
Yeah.
on that credit card.
Yeah,
So,
because that's how you rack up mondo amounts of credit card debt.
absolutely. And also, this was the 90s,
Yes,
because,
so that was a bigger issue.
yeah.
So this would have been, yeah, because before the whole, like, crash and shit, I could imagine easily having a credit card with, like, a $10,000 limit. Like, what do you fucking do with that?
Yeah.
Well, mine's under $2,000, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
That pays for
Because
anything I need to do in my car.
Because the air date for this was October 18th, 1998.
Yes.
So, you know, it is still the 90s, and credit cards, giving credit cards to everyone who would take them was still a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I remember, because I would have been 18 at that point, and I had a credit card with a $10,000 limit when I was 18.
I've never had that.
Yeah.
I
was my very
was
first
always
credit card.
very wary of getting a credit card
Which
because
is
I
very
was
smart.
always hearing about the
Very
amount
smart.
of debt kids were racking up. And, like, okay, I was not thinking about many kinds of debt,
Mhm.
but, like, the fact, the idea of not having to pay right now for something has always confused me a bit.
Mhm.
Because I'm like, no, you're paying for it. It's just, you know, slightly delayed paying.
Yeah.
It's like you're stashing it away. It's like me shoving popcorn into, you know, a cabinet for later. It's still there. I'm still going to eat it. I'm just not eating it right now. I've just stashed it.
Yeah. Well, like, for me, I wish that I had learned the whole, you know, just because you have a credit card doesn't mean that it's free money thing.
Yeah.
Because my first credit card, like I said, my first credit card had a $10,000 limit. I got my first credit card in November. Bad idea. Bad idea.
Oh, Christmas, yeah.
Yeah, I bought presents for everyone I knew. I nearly maxed it out in a month. It was bad. I wound up having to return a lot of stuff and didn't have a credit card for another 3 years because it was like, nope.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Granted, when I first got my credit card, my credit limit was, I think, $1,100. So that's not really enough to get a whole lot of anything. $1,100, that's nothing. And then it didn't get increased for like 2 or 3 years because I got it in college, sure, and it was kind of under protest. But my mom was like, no, you're not gonna have enough in your bank account at one point. You're gonna need to do something, so you might as well have it. Like maybe you need to pay for car repairs, and this can help. But even then, we had a car repair pretty soon where it would not fit on my credit card, even if I didn't have any money on it already. Yeah. It was past $1,100. It was like $1,800.
Yeah.
And I would not have been able to fit that. I wouldn't have been able to fit it until this year.
Yeah.
But it didn't get increased for 2-3 years, and then they only gave me another $200.
Yeah.
And then this time they gave me like $6. So now it's just under $2,000, and I'm happy. That's fine.
Well, because I think, for me, the reason that I had one that had $10,000 limit as my very first card is because it was technically under my mother. It had my name on the card.
Yeah, this is before credit scores were a really huge thing.
Yeah. But it was technically under my mother. It had my name on the card, but it was technically under her account, which is why it had such a huge credit limit. Because, the one that I have a credit card right now, and it only has a $5,000 limit.
Yeah.
But that's we want you to spend this money, buy things kind of thing. And it's like, no, not going to happen. I have it as an emergency, I think once every 6 months, I'll buy a little something on it and then pay it right off, just so the card stays active. But it is my emergency if anything happens to my car.
Yeah.
You know, if I have to buy 4 new tires.
Yeah, that's the real thing.
Yeah.
You use it for those
Mhm.
unexpected big expenses.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not meant for anything else.
Yeah.
So,
Like I think one year I had so much cash back. I had over $100 in cash back, and so what I ended up doing was using that to pay down getting gift cards for people for Christmas. And that was my Christmas present for a bunch of people. I just sent out gift cards because I didn't want to bother with anything, and like I had extra money from whatever my job at the time was for that semester.
Mhm.
So I figured, let's be generous and stick it all in there.
yeah. See, if you give me gifts, I like cash.
Yeah.
Cash is always appreciated because then I can use it for whatever I need it for.
Like an Armani dress.
Yeah.
Speaking of segues,
segue. So Prue gets introduced to Stefan by Phoebe. We get the little nice dress moment of whatever, and then it's Phoebe wants to see her sisters alone, so she excuses herself from the table, and we get an insert shot of the wrinkly old liver spot hand on Stefan. How did Phoebe
always
not?
the hands that turn.
Yeah, it's the hands that go first, of course. But like, how did Phoebe not notice that? It was the hand that was next to her,
She was
under the table. Like,
She was too busy, staring at his lovely 90s hunk face.
apparently. And then, as they walk into the kitchen, Prue is of course concerned because apparently Phoebe put her dress on a charge card and is wondering how is she going to pay for it because you're broke. To which Phoebe responds, not for long. You know what, woman? All you got from that vision was the winning numbers. You didn't see that they were the winning numbers for that night's lottery or for the next night's lottery. Like, they could be the winning lottery numbers for 3 months from now. Who knows? Whatever.
I don't remember what the voiceover. No, there wasn't a voiceover in her vision.
No, it was just the winning
No,
lottery.
there was a
numbers.
voiceover when they actually announced them, though.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
think it did mention for like the $10 million jackpot. Which, okay, those poor old people are going to be beset by strangers asking them for money for the rest of their
Well,
life.
yeah.
They're going to have an early death because of that stress.
Yeah.
That's the
But-
horrible thing. They never tell you about winning the lottery. Is
Yeah,
that
but can I
you
just
need
say-
to not put it in your own name. Don't put it under your own address. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how you don't do that, but you don't.
Yeah. Like, can I just say though, the lottery gods, I will deal with that stress. Please let me win.
Yeah.
Thanks. Like 10 million. I could live off the interest from 10 million. I'd be okay with that. I put some of it into a trust.
Well,
fund
yeah.
for
What
my
you do is you take the periodic payment.
niece. Well, yeah, or no, you take it as one lump sum and then you put it.
Well, if you take the lump sum, way more gets taken out in taxes.
Well, yes, but again, if you get this, I've actually done the math on
Oh,
this.
you have?
I've done the math on this. If you win 10 million, then in taxes taken out, if you get it as a lump sum, you still wind up with like 8 million. You can live off the interest on that 8 million.
Yep.
Just put it in savings and don't touch it. It's great. But like, I know me, like I already have like a list written
Yeah.
down of all the things that I would do. And I've talked to people about like what you would do if you won like multi-millions in the lottery. And it saddens me how many people, the very first thing out of their mouth is I would pay off my debts.
Yeah.
Like, that's just so sad.
It's the world we live in right now.
It really is. It's so sad.
many people have so much debt that's just
Mhm.
crushing them.
It's
that
really
they
sad.
want to win the lottery to be rid of it.
Yeah.
Like, I got lucky. I didn't have to win the lottery. My mom just had to die.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that's lucky, but yeah.
Well, I mean, considering my mother, it was lucky.
True.
Yeah.
True. I have
Yeah.
met your mother.
Yes.
She's not exactly the warmest person.
No.
on the planet.
She was not very good with emotional support
Yeah.
of any kind. But I digress.
Yes. Anyway.
Yeah.
We're quickly becoming Hank and John talking about death. This is not a podcast
Which,
about death.
okay, for this episode, there wasn't really a lot of death.
No, this really wasn't. This particular Javna.
light.
Yeah, Javna doesn't really kill. He just kind of zaps their youth. You know, that's a thing.
Which, I mean, if he's gonna take life, you might as well take every last drop.
You think
Because then
so.
that would cut off the reverse valve,
Yeah, you'd
the
think
backflow.
So. Yeah, but apparently
That would certainly prevent backflow. There's nowhere to flow back to.
Very true. Very, very true. But he didn't do that, and so people get to live at the end of it, and so that's good. But yeah, so we are in the kitchen with the girls, and Prue's upset because Phoebe's been using her powers, because whatever. But I just love the little moment too of what did you do? Go to the track, play the market, what? And when Phoebe says the lottery, Piper gets upset too. It's like, okay, I get that, your sisters, whatever. And Phoebe comes back with the, what did you want me to do? Ignore the premonition? Not help a needy family? That's what we're supposed to do, right?
Was she talking about the old couple or them?
Well, yeah, exactly.
I can't imagine what the carrying cost for that house might be. Knowing this house.
Well, but it's been in their family for generations, so I'm
so
assuming
they
that
probably
paid
own
off.
it. But what would the property tax on that be in San Francisco?
But again, they could be grandfathered into something. You never know.
Maybe.
It has been in our family for generations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like with restoring this place because it's old, like you get a tax break, but it goes away pretty fast.
Yeah.
Like you get a 50% cut, and then that comes back after 4 years. Like it's back at normal,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. The property taxes are almost as much as I make in a year on this house.
I guess so.
So it sucks.
Yeah. And then again, the hypocrite that is Prue, shooting back. The Book of Shadows says they aren't supposed to use their powers for their own personal gain. Yeah, remember the elevator, Prue? Remember that little moment? Just saying.
Prue, you want to check dailies?
Yeah. Gonna go back in time? Just a little back in the day? Just a little bit? And then, of course, Piper's upset that they're yelling about this in the kitchen.
Of course she is.
Because
it's Piper and she needs to be upset about something.
absolutely. Andy walks in looking for Prue, knocks the guy carrying a shitload of dishes, and as they start to fall to crash to the ground, Piper freezes the room. Because she does that when she's startled, as we have learned. And this is where we find out that everyone except the sisters freeze, which is convenient.
Very.
You know, just saying. Piper realizes that the girls aren't frozen. Prue goes to look at the rest of the restaurant, which also isn't frozen. So she just froze the room that they were in.
Because clearly her powers have very definable confines.
At least for the moment.
Well, yeah, it's convenient that it wasn't in a large open space.
Mm-hmm.
Because then, guess what? She's not going to be able to freeze all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Although that comes into play in a later episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's all about when it happens.
Yeah. And I gotta say, Stressed Piper is my favorite Piper. She's the most amusing. I just love her.
like Piper.
I love her.
And then, Phoebe's trying to figure out, well, how long does your power last? To which Piper's like, not long. Well, apparently, however, it's long enough.
It's long enough for there to be a time continuity error.
Yeah.
Because, okay,
Yeah.
Daryl walks in.
Daryl walks in looking for
Daryl walks
Andy.
in, tells Andy's like, I thought you said I had 5 minutes. It's been 10. It was neither of those.
It was neither.
It was 2 minutes, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
2 fucking minutes.
Absolutely. No, I do think it was very funny, though, that of course, Piper's freaking out because, the room is frozen and Daryl is outside. I also liked that Prue, for some reason, calls him Andy's partner, which, again, it's all your fault.
You're welcome.
But, really? Why was that the phrase that was used?
Well, I mean, think about the word partner. Mm-hmm. It's either going to mean, a business partner, a police partner, or a love partner.
Yeah. But, who knows?
In this case, it is certainly one, maybe another of those 3.
Hey,
Definitely not the third, though.
I was gonna say, we're no one to judge. Just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Phoebe is trying to get Piper to calm down, which I thought was very funny, using a tray to, fan her, which was just a cute little moment. It was just like, calm down, fanning this tray, and they're like, oh, okay, because that's going to work. And Prue is trying to stop Daryl from getting into the kitchen. So she's trying to stall him.
Very poorly.
And it's sucking at it so bad.
Like, hey, look over there.
Yeah.
What? No.
Really? You couldn't think of Andy went to the bathroom? Go to the bathroom, he'll be there? No, we're walking straight to the kitchen. Why is Daryl going straight to the kitchen? Why does he assume that that's where he is?
For one thing, he knew that Andy was going in there for Prue, and Prue's right fucking there.
Exactly. Why?
So he can just be like, oh, where's Andy?
Yeah.
He went in here to go talk to you. You're right here. Where the hell is he? And then she can go, bathroom.
Exactly. But no,
he has to make a beeline straight for the kitchen.
Because,
And he walks in, Andy finishes his sentence, turns and sees Prue, and this is the beginning of the lovely story arc that is Andy realizing shit's up.
Uh-huh. Because she happened to be right in front of him, and now she is not only not in front of him, but she's now behind him with his partner.
Yep.
Where the fuck did you
5 seconds
come
after
from?
he walked in.
Yeah.
Like, no way was it 5 minutes. No way was it 10.
Yeah.
It might not have even been 2. That's like 30 seconds.
Yeah, there's no way that
There's-
entire scene
yeah,
took 10
no.
minutes.
No fucking way.
Not even
No way.
close. No, I do like the little moment, that Piper says they're busy and tries to get them out of the thing, and Prue promises to call it later, and then they both leave.
Yeah.
They then leave. And Piper goes with, I hate being a witch. To which I replied, no you don't. You're just not good at it.
Also, she says it in a very crowded kitchen.
I know,
That's
right?
not even that loud.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
okay, the church was a really great place to have this conversation. But at the place where you work,
Yeah.
loud, it wasn't a whisper.
Yeah.
Nope. Just,
And then we have a commercial break, because that was a thing back in the day, commercial breaks. Which is very funny to watch things on DVD or on Netflix and not have those commercials, but you still see the fade to black.
yeah.
That was the outro for the commercial break.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, commercials were a thing when this was on. And again, it made me think of I wonder what the commercials were when this was on back in.
Oh my god, I hope it
1998.
was that commercial with Elijah Wood about broccoli and cheese.
What?
It was like a Velveeta commercial, I think.
Oh god, I don't remember
Or
that.
something. It was like Elijah Wood doesn't want to eat his broccoli, and so his mom has to basically cover it in cheese. It might not have been a Velveeta. It might have just been cheese or like cheddar or something, like some brand of cheddar, like Sargento or some shit. But the point is that once it's covered in cheese, he wants to eat his veggies.
Interesting.
It was very cute. He was very small.
Interesting.
It was so adorable.
I'll have to. We'll have to YouTube some commercials.
Or
from
some
the
of those
90s.
cringeworthy computer commercials.
Oh Jesus. Yeah.
I love those.
Yeah. I think
so much.
also the fun part is seeing local commercials.
Yeah.
Those are always fun.
Hi, I'm Peter Francis Geraci.
Oh God.
Talk about local
All right.
Chicago meme.
Yes.
Oh my god, like this was a thing at college.
Oh.
We had a group of people at college who you could just start talking, Peter Francis Geraci, you're from Chicago.
Mhm.
And like in Indianapolis, at Butler, there are 3 main contingents. There is the contingent of people who are from Indianapolis or surrounding environs who go to Butler. There are the people from everywhere in the country / other countries, and there's the Chicago contingent.
Yes.
There's so many people who go to Butler from Chicago specifically. It rivals the amount that come from Indianapolis. And now the thing about Indianapolis is that anyone who went to the Indianapolis public schools
Mhm.
can get basically a free ride to Butler, as far as I know. I might be wrong. But
Interesting.
they if they apply and they pass all the qualifications, they can do that. I've known
Interesting.
people who have done that. And they get their tuition completely covered, and I think they can usually get a break on housing.
Interesting.
Yeah. So the fact that there are that many people from Chicago in Indianapolis is hilarious to me.
Well, it's not that far away. I have driven to
Oh
Indianapolis.
yeah.
I can honestly say that I have driven to Indianapolis just for Jack in the Box.
Yeah. I've never had Jack in the Box.
Next time I go to Indianapolis, I will take you with me.
If I have time.
Yeah. It's I went to Indianapolis for Jack in the Box because we have commercials for it here in Chicago, but we don't actually have a Jack in the Box
Oh,
here in
yeah.
Chicago, which is obnoxious.
Very.
Because the first time I had Jack in the Box was in California, and I was like, okay, this is delicious. They have an amazing chicken sandwich. It's just so good. And then when I started seeing commercials for it here in Chicago, I was like, we have a Jack in the Box? And I looked it up, nope, closest one's in Indianapolis. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Fine, I will drive 4 hours for a chicken sandwich.
Please, takes you 4 hours to get there?
Well, no, 4 hours there. It's like
Oh, okay.
whatever, there and back or whatever. But it's like, I will drive for a chicken sandwich. Fuck you.
No, because it's always like a 3-hour drive
Yeah,
with
it's like-
traffic.
Yeah, it's like 3 something.
Without, I've gotten it in 2:15.
Well, we speak not of illegal activities.
That we have done.
Speeding and
Just
such.
ones that others have done.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't say I was alone in the car. I didn't say I was driving. I said I've gotten it. And
Very true. Very, very true. But yeah, so I've been to Indianapolis
But
for
yeah, local-
Jack in the Box and
Yeah,
Funky
local
Bones.
commercials. What else? Oh, Bob Rohrman. I'm not
Yeah,
sure if he's
Bob
local or
Rohrman.
not.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
fairly certain he's local.
Okay. Bob Rohrman.
Yes. The fucking, oh my god. And then he has the worst commercials. Dude. Okay.
No. Peter Francis Geraci is the worst.
Well,
Of our local commercials around here, but he
his-
is the worst.
but
Bob
his
Rohrman is a
commercials-
close second.
but see, Peter Francis Geraci, his commercials don't change. They're just the same. Bob Rohrman has seasonal and holiday themed commercials.
That's why I love them. I haven't seen them in a couple of years because they don't
If you
get
were
on TV anymore.
if you're listening to this podcast right now, which I know that you are, because you're listening to it, pause us. Go to YouTube.
And search Bob Rohrman, Rohrman.
Yeah.
He's a car guy. He sells cars and shit.
Yep.
And his commercials.
Just go look up his commercials.
Delightful.
Laugh your head off for like good 20, 30 minutes, and then come back, because we'll be waiting for you.
Yeah, also
Okay.
Google or YouTube Peter Francis Geraci.
Yeah.
While you're at that. Geraci is with a G.
It's horrible.
He's monotone and his face barely moves.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's great.
And then there was something like info.
Oh, this is the kind of thing I would call glorious, because I derive so much enjoyment from it, but everyone else thinks it's so fucking stupid. So that's glorious for me. That's how I generally use that word.
Yeah. And then there's a commercial that I always think of, because now where I live, it just works. I don't even remember what the commercial is for, which says a lot. I think it was a car thing, because duh.
Tons of those.
Yeah. But it was they were telling you where they were located, and it was in Itasca. And the tagline was, Itasca, rhymes with Alaska. Like, what is that? I have broken Kendra, everybody. I have broken Kendra. And I'm so not editing any of that. That was amazing.
That's not the hardest I've laughed ever, but it's
Oh man, yeah. Itasca, rhymes with Alaska.
Why the fuck is that relevant?
I don't know. And this is what I'm saying, is I don't remember what they were advertising, but I remember that. And the fact that I now live in Itasca makes it even funnier to me, because I didn't live in Itasca when I first heard that. So when I was moving to Itasca, and I was figuring out, oh, this is where I'm living now, that was the phrase that was stuck in my head. Oh, God. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
It's glorious.
Oh. All right.
Oh, yeah. Okay, moving on.
All right. So now that I have broken Kendra, now that we have calmed back down, back to the show.
Yes.
So we cut back to the house after the commercial break, and Piper is in the attic looking at the Book of Shadows, just reading and thinking.
Torturing herself.
Because Piper totally thinks that they're screwed now that they're witches.
Yeah.
And Phoebe comes up to find her there in her, third outfit change of the day?
Yeah, okay. So Phoebe in that sweater, like purple or lavender or something, is how I used to draw boobs as a kid. Like with the outline and coming in.
It was like skin fucking tight, that shirt.
It wasn't that it was skin tight, it's just that, Alyssa Milano's boobs are pretty
Substantial.
not iconic exactly, it's just like, they're very what you would expect boobs to look like.
Yeah.
If you had no idea what boobs looked like.
I could see that.
That's like your first Google image search right there. You go boobs, Alyssa Milano in that sweater. Just that.
Yeah. But do not Google boobs Alyssa Milano, because you will find it.
And you will find much more.
Yeah, I have found them on Pinterest without even trying.
Oh, yeah.
I literally signed up for our Pinterest account, and I'm like, oh, I'll follow some charm stuff. And the very first thing when I looked up for Alyssa Milano is 2 different pins of Alyssa Milano's boobs.
Of course.
I'm like, yeah, no, that was not anything I wanted to see, but thanks. So, we get the lovely little moment between Phoebe and Piper. This was a really sweet
this entire
scene.
monologue with Piper. It was just, the tone was great, the acting was wonderful.
It was a really nice scene. It was very...
The topic.
Yeah, it was a very, very well done scene.
And they have really good sister chemistry.
Yeah, I really do like them. And I enjoyed the scene because it wasn't completely over the top. It was very subdued, and yet it gave you just enough information, because Piper thinks that Phoebe's not afraid of anything, and Phoebe's like, yeah, but that gets me in trouble sometimes. And then they go on to this whole little thing of, Piper doesn't know if being a witch is a good thing or a bad thing, and Phoebe thinks it's a great thing, and, Piper then, for some reason, worries if her powers come from evil, because,
She wouldn't worry about that if she wasn't torturing herself.
Yeah, but, sometimes you have
to... mention how much I hate this storyline?
Yes, but luckily, it's almost over.
I'm like a mama bear when it comes to Piper in this season.
But Phoebe reminds Piper that she is, quote, the sweetest, most caring person I have ever met,
She really is.
unquote. So there's no way that, she could be given this gift if she wasn't supposed to be doing good things with it, like protecting the innocent, like the Book of Shadows says. And then if anyone was going to do something bad, it would be her, meaning Phoebe.
Yeah.
Which was a cute little moment. And then it was, I have to run because I'm getting my picture taken by Stefan. And then she strikes the most silly, adorable little pose that's just enough to make Piper laugh. And then she spins and runs out of the room. It was like, okay, that's a cute little moment, and it was enough to make Piper not sad anymore and, like, get out of her brain a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was nicely done.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Blue also agrees.
Absolutely. And then we cut to the boats on the water, and we see a restaurant I wrote down as Castanola's? I don't know.
Yeah, some Italian place.
Yeah, some Italian place, and the sign for the name of the restaurant was covered by a pole.
Of course it was.
So, who knows what it
Yeah.
really was. And Andy and Prue are sitting at a table, and, Andy's like, I'm not sorry that it happened, and Prue somehow says she is, even though she told her sister she wasn't ashamed of it.
Yeah, she kind of vacillates between being ashamed and not being ashamed, but she always words it differently. Like, those mean the same thing. You're sorry it happened. You're because you're ashamed. You're embarrassed.
Yeah.
You're ashamed that it did.
Yeah.
That was a very adult conversation. It was lovely. It was zero conventional TV, like, miscommunication or anything, or, like, passive aggressivity. Like, it was just a lovely adult conversation overall, and I enjoyed it.
And in that moment, they had chemistry.
Yeah.
In that, because it was like a little moment of the, without really saying what happened, it was especially the, yeah, that was great. And of course there was the, yeah, that was nice too.
I wasn't quite believing of that because, there's usually a little more explanation. Like, if just saying, oh yeah, with the, which part? Like, I wouldn't know if I was talking with someone, like, who I'd just done that with. I would not know which part they meant. Because if there were so many individual good things, I'd be like, oh, you mean where were you? Yeah, that was good. Like, I would have added something. Or like, oh yeah, and then when you, yeah, that was fun. Like,
okay, but see, I like I said, for me it was like just
it was
enough.
Cute.
Yeah, it was just enough without being graphic.
Yeah.
And I think that was the point.
Yeah.
And they did good. We also learned they haven't seen each other in almost 7 years.
Yeah.
And
this is a nice little excuse for more backstory of like, what happened with them in the interim.
Exactly. And then, we find out, Andy wants to know why she left, meaning that morning. And, she's saying that her life has gotten complex and doesn't really want to get involved in anything. And I just love the little comeback. He goes, we had sex. It doesn't mean we have to elope. It was a cute little line.
Yeah.
We're just like, all right. And then he goes, why don't we just pretend that nothing ever happened? Which is a horrible thing to say to anybody. But Prue comes back with the line of, do you want me to tell us your life was over now, or do you want to just sink on your own? Which was a wonderful
bit of writing.
Yeah, it was a great bit of writing. It made him laugh. It was nicely done. And you're just like, well, okay. He's serious though we'll count that as part of our last relationship, our old relationship, and we'll start over. And so, again, in that moment, they had just enough chemistry that I was like, okay, I can kind of see it.
Yeah.
So they want to try it again, and then, of course, a la convenience, his pager goes off, her phone rings, and he comes with the line of dating in the 90s.
See, I wrote it down, and I wasn't sure if it was an actual line that was said. I thought that was...
Nope, he actually said it.
See, what I wrote down was dating in the 90s. Am I right? Winky face.
Yeah. But yeah, no, he actually said it. And it's one of those where it just is a weird sentence to hear now.
Yeah.
Because oh God, that's right, this is the 90s.
That's something I would say now. Because beepers, who the fuck has a beeper anymore?
Unless you're a doctor or a drug dealer.
Well, see, it was so commonplace for me to see beepers. I never had one, but my dad always had one. I always knew how to call it and what to do when you call it and how to leave a message.
I had a pager. My very first pager was teal. It was gorgeous. I loved it. I had my pager. And then right after the pager, I got my first cell phone. And I remember that only the first 3 numbers were different. I was able to get the same last 4 digits.
Oh, that's great.
Which was great. And it's really funny because it's the same number that I still have today for my cell phone. Which I got my pager and my cell phone at the same place, which is a place that doesn't exist anymore. It was PrimeCo.
Oh.
Do you remember PrimeCo?
No. No, but then again, we had like 18 or Sprint or something.
Oh, yeah, no, I started with Primeco, which had this cute little pink dude, this little Primeco alien dude. He was so cute, and I never had a single problem with getting service on my cell phone, like, ever. And then they were bought out by US Cellular, and legit, the day after they were bought out by US Cellular, 90% of my phone calls would drop out. It was like they got bought out by somebody else, and all of a sudden their service went to shit. And I'm like,
Yeah, because they can make more money by making people pay for better service.
yeah. And I was really mad about it.
Yeah.
Because I loved Primeco. It was literally, I never had a single
Well,
call
that's probably
drop.
why they were bought, because there were so many people who swore by it, and they're like, oh, we can really cash in on this customer loyalty. Oh, yeah, and then we'll make the service shit, so then we can make those loyal customers pay for more.
Yeah, no.
And what am I doing these hands for? That you can't see, because this is an audio format.
Because you're doing it for me.
What is this, like, a 90s white rapper?
I don't know.
I think that's what that is.
Maybe.
I feel like Eminem.
She's DJ Kendra, bitches!
Oh, please no. Please no. No. I can't DJ for shit.
No.
I also can't rap for shit.
No. I can barely rap a present.
Much
yeah.
less your future.
Yeah.
We stare up wistfully into the distance. Apparently at the same distance, because I can see where you're looking.
And that's even funnier because audio. Anyway, but yeah, so Prue takes her call, and again, that phone, huge Nokia, I'm assuming phone, and again, she doesn't pull out the antenna on the phone. And there's no way that phone would work without pulling out the antenna. I know it for a fact, just saying.
So it has enough signal to receive the call, not enough to transmit audio.
Yep. Because like I said, I had one of those phones. It was like my first or second phone was one of those phones. And you had to pull out the antenna, otherwise you couldn't hear anything.
Yeah. Mine had my first cell phone was technically a joint cell phone between me and my brother. Because I was still in middle school, and I think he'd just gotten into high school.
I forget how young
I
you
know. And I was actually a little late to the cell phone game with most of my friends because, by the end of middle school, kids are getting into high school and their parents are starting to actually buy them cell phones now. Like every 5-year-old has something, even if it's like those kid version of the Jitterbug.
Yeah.
But it was a joint cell phone between me and my brother, and the password to get into the voicemail I remember was KIDZ. Yeah. It was like this adorable little, I think it was a Nokia, but not like the little Nokias. It was a pretty hefty little thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually, a little longer than the phone I currently have.
Yeah.
But, of course, it didn't really have video capability. Or if it
Nope.
did, I didn't know how to get it.
Nope.
And it had, like, one of those little antennas that you could pull out to get calls, and it was, like, blue and green and pink and shit. It was cute.
I know that my first pager was teal, and my first phone was like green, and it was kind of thick and whatever.
Yeah.
So I think like this Nokia kind of phone that Prue has, I think was either my mother's phone, was her first cell phone, or it was my second cell phone.
Yeah.
Because it was much bigger, and I know that I personally had it, but I know that my first cell phone was a Nokia, and it was like a little thinner, and it was green.
Yeah.
But I remember taking calls with it, and I remember if you didn't pull up the antenna, you couldn't hear a damn thing.
Yeah.
And I remember the day the antenna broke, and I had to take it in, and they had to fix it, and it was bad because I was like freaking out. This is before like days of iPhones. Like your phone wasn't your life; it was just a phone. Like you couldn't take pictures with it, you couldn't listen to music with it. It was literally just a phone. And I already had that phone for maybe like 6 months, and I was already like, my phone is broken. What am I going to do? Yeah, it was crazy.
What is my life?
Yeah, it was absolutely crazy.
What am I supposed to do without my cell phone?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, because I had my first pager I got when I was 18, and then so I had my phone.
Okay, so you
when I was, like,
waited a
19.
while.
Well, that's when they came out.
I know, but like,
That's when they came out.
like you and I got them at different ages, because age-wise, I got mine about like 6 years earlier.
Right. But what
So it would
year
have been
did
only
you get
like,
yours?
year you got yours would have been what, like 98?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had mine in like 2002.
Yeah.
So not much later.
Yeah. But so that shows a lot too. It's like, where I'm a little bit older than you.
Yeah.
So, but I got my first pager because I was babysitting, and it became the like, okay, well, you need to be able to get a hold of me if you need a babysitter. Here's my pager number. Here's my pager number. Just page me, I'll call you back. And that's the other thing, is like now you think about the pagers, it's like you page me and I call you back. Like, it's just such a weird concept now. Because now we have these cell phones, it's like, don't call me, just text me.
Yeah.
Like, even now with the dogs that I walk, it's like, don't call me if you need something, just text me. Just text me. I don't want to hear your voice.
No, on We Got This, Mark and Hal did the, like, because they do the arguments, and they did the calling versus texting.
Yeah.
And it was really funny because they got Paul F. Tompkins to be on there, and they thought they knew which direction he was going to go in. Turns out, no, he's the absolute opposite direction. He does not want anyone called. He handed out business card that said, don't call me.
Yes. It's great.
And confused the hell out of whoever it was, and by saying, here, call me. And it says, don't call me.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh my God.
Really great. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain point where it's just like texting, well, that's advice, and I have to call someone to get a volume of information out as easily as possible.
Well, see, and here's the fun part now with the new iPhone.
Yeah, you can record.
You can
record your voice. Yeah, it's so like, okay, we just like tried to reinvent the wheel by reinventing the thing that derived from the wheel?
Yeah.
What?
But to be completely honest, I do kind of like the voice message feature when you're driving.
Yeah.
Because sometimes...
I like the dictation, too.
Yeah, I do like the dictation, but sometimes Siri gets it wrong.
Very wrong.
And when she gets it wrong and you're driving and you can't fix it, it's kind of obnoxious. So every once in a while, like, especially if I'm texting one of my parents,
Yeah.
I'll just send a little voice message. Be like, what do you need? What's this? Whatever. Text me back because I can have Siri read it to me while I'm driving so that I don't have to read it. But, like, I can't text you while I'm driving because, one, that's not safe, and two, it's illegal.
Yep.
And I don't do anything illegal.
No, not a damn thing. Swearing's not illegal, right?
Nope.
Good. Fuck it.
Just imagine it, an inset JPEG of Kermit the Frog drinking tea.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, and there was the auction house calling her on her cell phone, which, why would you have them call yourself? Why? You don't really need a cell phone for your work. It's not that urgent. You're not like a lawyer.
Well,
you're not a cop.
You know,
I mean, in that time, adults, business professionals, like, you don't necessarily need one. You're not a stockbroker. Every second doesn't actually count. It's a Ming Dynasty vase. It'll be around for another few minutes.
Very true. But to be fair, she did used to work at the museum, and if they needed her to come in and you know, oh, we need you to appraise this or whatever, like, I don't know what she did at the museum. Like, we need you to come in to do this. Can you do that? Then she'd have the phone, and she's not going to get rid of that phone just because she doesn't have the job anymore.
This is true. But still,
I'm kind of okay with it.
Voicemail with those phones, I remember being tricky.
Yeah, voicemail is a bit tricky.
If you wanted someone to call you and leave a message, you give them your home phone. Because you know the answering machine would pick it up and record it, and you would get that message. If you put it on your phone and, like, the box was full,
Yep.
or, you know, it was just weird service or something, you would not get that message. It would get lost into the ether. Because if you were in a place where you couldn't receive the call,
it wouldn't necessarily go through.
and you wouldn't know. You might not know you had a message.
Yeah, and then a lot of the times it didn't even tell you had a message until you went to check your message.
Yeah.
It was kind of obnoxious. But, you know. But, okay, so, you know, the auction house is calling her in for a follow-up second interview. So she asks for more time to think things through with Andy. And then she stands up. So let's talk about this outfit.
Oh, my God.
For a second.
Oh, my God.
It was a very pretty blue.
I'd already noticed when she was sitting down, it's another cable knit. And look, it's a cable knit sweater set.
Yeah, and it's a cute. It's a very pretty blue.
Yes, like a kind of periwinkle.
Yeah, and it was slightly reminiscent of Jeremy's cable knit sweater from the first episode. It was.
I didn't really get that. I just thought it was cable knit.
The color-wise, I mean.
His felt different, or maybe I'm just remembering different. I don't really care.
It was like,
I don't really care about Jeremy's sweater anymore.
Yes, I'm aware, but it was like the coloring was kind of the same.
Yes,
the first sweater that we see in Jeremy to this sweater was like almost the same kind of periwinkle, kind of bluey kind of color.
She says she has to go, stands up, and I paused at this point, and I spent about 2 minutes saying to the screen, "Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!" Like, Blue is in my lap. He is freaking out because I am freaking out.
You sent me Snapchats about it.
Yes, I did. I was laughing so damn hard, even though it's not a funny thing. It just, oh my god.
Yep.
Oh my god.
And I just love,
And all I wrote down for the entire page of my notes is hoodie pocket cable knit.
and I wrote down for mine, why the fuck does this thing have a huge pocket pouch on it?
Oh my god.
Because it is. It's like the pouch pocket on a hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes no
God.
sense.
It was just.
First of all, it's supposed to be a professional outfit, but why does
Oh.
a kangaroo pouch sound professional to you?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is so emblematic of the 90s.
Yes, it was
See,
very
okay,
much.
like when I think back on all the outfits of this episode, nothing strikes me as terribly 90s. Even Phoebe's like super tight boob sweater doesn't really strike me as being overly 90s.
Yeah.
But
this one.
overall, like just thinking about all the outfits as a whole strikes me as a very 90s episode because of that one outfit.
Yeah.
It bleeds onto the rest of everything
Yeah,
else.
it was very 90s.
Oh my god.
And it's one of those where also just the fact that it was like the shirt and the sweater are matchy.
Yeah.
That was also quite very quite
it
a
was very
90s
90s.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And
Don't worry, people. This is going to come back later.
oh yeah, we'll get back to it.
More details will be known about this hoodie sweater.
Yeah, fucking pouch pocket.
Yeah.
And then, so now we cut to Piper, sitting in her car outside the church yet again, repeating, I have nothing to be afraid of, over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Then she gets out of the car, walks toward the church, looks up to the sky to make sure there's no lightning, of
They
course.
clearly shot the hand reaching for the door twice.
Yeah.
One with the shaking and,
And
one
one
without,
without.
because it was the exact same angle.
The exact same angle, exact same, like,
Distance,
timing
yeah.
and distance. Yeah. And, she opens the door. Nothing happens. She puts her foot into the church like she's playing the hokey pokey. Nothing happens. So she steps into the church completely. Nothing happens. She walks back out, yells out into the ether with a smile up at the sky. And then
It was so adorable. This entire bit with Piper
It
being
was-
adorable in her
it was
mom
cute.
jeans.
Yes.
Her acid washed mom jeans.
I have the outfit, very 90s, light wash denim, showing off her boots. Because they were short,
Yeah.
like they weren't like long to the ground kind of boots.
Yeah.
A brown shirt tucked in and bloused out, and then the jacket over top, which was just so 90s. It's
It
the
was
same
like
outfit.
low key 90s
It
though.
was. It was low key
compared
90s.
with the cable knit.
Yeah. It was very low key 90s, but it was one of those where it's like I could see me in that outfit.
Yeah.
So like, all right. And it's the same outfit that she was wearing earlier. It just
Yeah.
now has a jacket on top.
Yeah. Well, she had the jacket on top earlier.
No, but I'm saying like the same outfit she was wearing in the attic.
right, yeah.
But now it has the jacket
But
on
the
top.
jacket was consistent.
Yeah. And it's the same outfit that she had on when she was at the church earlier.
Yes.
So she's been in the same outfit all day. Unlike Phoebe, who has now changed into outfit number 3.
Oh my god. Phoebe cannot decide on an outfit. For
Which
the amount of clothes she
I was going to
owns.
say, for the small amount of clothing that she owns, she changes her clothes an awful lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she smiles at the sky with an I'm good and triumphantly walks back down the stairs. Sees an old woman who stops, looks at her, and then in a moment, a la convenience, Piper reaches for her hand and sees the tattoo. And then, because in case you fucking forgot, we have to have the flashback moment of Brittany from the first moment.
Because
So you
that
can see
tattoo
it.
isn't distinctive enough.
Yeah. And Piper's, Brittany?
And the old woman goes,
You know me? Is that my name? Really? Really? Okay, sure.
well, clearly in her old age, she has gotten severe Alzheimer's.
Well, yeah. She's become
Because I
senile,
don't-
and that's fine. But
Yeah.
it's just like,
If he's just sucking the youth, that wouldn't cause dementia.
yeah, not so much. Not so much. And then again, we cut to Buckland's because you can't stay in one area.
Nope.
For too long.
Nope. And
Prue's
somehow,
meeting with Rex again.
yeah, and they're going through all of these like
Two
artifacts.
artifacts. But this is my favorite.
And how is she not immediately suspicious?
Well-
with the fact that, okay, there are these priceless things sitting out in a place where there are paint cans, where there's open construction, where there's clearly shit going on.
Yes.
You don't bring that into that room. You bring that into his fucking office, which
Yes.
is done.
Absolutely. I totally get that.
That is super goddamn suspicious.
Totally get that. But here's my thing, right? This is what I wrote down. He brings her and meets Hannah Webster, which is one of the assistant specialists. And I wrote, the second I see her, I instantly dislike her. It may be because it already looks like she has a stick up her butt.
Yeah, that actress, very good at acting like she's got a stick up her ass.
Yeah, it was just like she's already like, pushing up the glasses and the hair's up and whatever.
Sneering.
Like snooty librarian kind of like, okay, fine.
Tiny with her her
Okay,
tiny
fine.
shoes and her moving tiny nose. And
Yeah. Yeah. So he asks Prue to tell him about the piece that they're looking at, which is basically a woman and a baby in front of some stuff.
Yeah.
To which she looks at the back of it first.
It's Bible fanfic art.
Yes. But I just love that she looks at the front of it, looks at the back of it, and then, oh, it's Madonna of the Meadow. Giovanni Bellini. 16th century. And it's like, okay, cool. She then mentions it'd be worth $3 or $4 million easy if it wasn't a copy. To which Hannah then asks why she thinks it's a copy, with again that snooty librarian like,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And Prue goes, it's too well preserved and there's no yellowing. Also, the frame support is pine, whereas Italian painters used poplar in the 16th. And it's just one of those where, like, at that moment, I kind of wanted to slap Prue and be like, yes!
Yeah.
You know, slap on the back.
Okay.
Sorry, yes, I realized I did not finish that sentence.
Like, you
Slap
seem
on the
really
back.
excited, and then you're like, I was slapper. That's
Slap
not
on
a
the
good
back.
thing,
Slap
Kat.
Slap her on the back. And be like, yes,
High five.
you did it.
High five. I would high five her. I'd be
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, bitch.
Yes. Rex seems a little impressed, but he tries not to show it. And then asks about the statue that's next to it, which looks like a ballerina.
Yeah, immediately. I'm like, oh hey, Degas.
Yeah. And she immediately knows it's Degas. I didn't necessarily know it was Degas, but I knew the statue.
Yeah. I mean,
which
I've hung around so many dancers.
Well.
It bleeds onto you.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those where, like, I knew the statue, but I didn't necessarily know
Yeah,
who made it or what it was. Because art is not my forte. I don't know a whole lot
No,
about
it's
art.
your piano. Little music humor for you guys.
Oh, God. And the sad part is it took me a second, and I do have music humor.
It doesn't help that piano also means an instrument.
Yes, exactly. That's why it took me a second. I was like, oh, I get it. Yes. All right. So,
For me, it's more like my mezzo piano.
there you go. See that? That I would have gotten immediately.
So I guess it would be more your pianissimo.
There you go. Yeah. Yes. Music humor. In case you didn't know, we're nerds.
And we're talking about dynamics. Oh yeah, volume.
Yeah. So she immediately knows it's Degas, says it's the only sculpture that he exhibited himself, which I think is true.
I wouldn't know.
I looked it up because I wanted to know the name of the sculpture, which is called Little Dancer, aged 14.
Mm-hmm. He loved his little dancers.
Apparently.
Hopefully not in a creepy way.
Yeah.
I think he's just obsessed with ballet in general.
Yeah, could be. But, so the name of the sculpture I've never mentioned. But then Hannah bumps into a ladder, knocking
Very
over a paint bucket.
conveniently.
Yes, a la convenience. Just my new catchphrase.
No, doesn't she like tap it with her foot or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I think she just kind of like bumps into it. Like she deliberately bumps it, but she bumps into it. Knocks over the paint can. Rex shouts to Prue to watch out. She gasps and throws up her hands.
Oh!
And the paint effortlessly changes its flow
Makes
to
a nice
avoid
little
her.
S-curve
Yeah.
in front of her, splashes on the ground.
And splashes onto Hannah's open-toed shoes.
Oh my gosh, because inappropriate footwear much.
Yeah.
To which Hannah is supremely offended.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, Prue's not got a drop on her despite the fact that it definitely felt closer to her.
Yeah, absolutely. Rex then asks Prue if she's okay. She awkwardly assures him that she is. He then hires her and asks if she can start on Monday. Because,
Yeah, like,
plot.
I mean, A, I'd be suspicious of the fact that there's open paint cans in there. B, I'd be suspicious of the fact that your boss just saw you do the thing you're not supposed to do in public and then hires you, completely ignores it. Like,
Yeah.
you would assume that someone saw that.
Yeah, you'd think so. Because, it was right fucking out there in the open.
Yeah.
But whatever. So they say their awkward goodbyes. Prue leaves. Rex turns to Hannah and says, so what do you think? To which she replies, I think she's either the luckiest woman alive or she's a witch.
Proving that this was entirely a setup so they could try and dump some paint on her.
Absolutely. And then they cut away as Rex glances to the floor, not even looking at Hannah. So I don't know at this point if we're supposed to think they're the bad guys for the season, if they're going to be secondary bad guys for the episode. I just know I immediately don't like her, and the British guys are usually the bad guys in these type of shows. So they're going to be bad guys at some point.
Yeah.
Either that, or I remember when I watched this the very first time, I thought maybe they were also witches. Not necessarily like warlocks or bad guys or whatever, but maybe they were also witches.
Yeah.
And that they wind up being like good guys somehow.
Like mentors or some shit.
Maybe. Yeah. And then because, we cut things for time, Prue walking into the manor.
Taking off her cardigan to reveal, guess what, guys? The pouch pocket is also a goddamn tank top!
With spaghetti straps.
Oh my god!
Not just any tank top. Spaghetti straps.
Oh my god! also revealing that she is not wearing a bra. And Shannon Doherty definitely needed
Needs
to
a
be
bra.
wearing a bra.
Yeah.
In order to be getting the kind of support I'm sure would have made her look much better. I mean, judgment call aside, it's just like, that's not something I would be comfortable doing.
Well, I will admit though, because back in the 90s, I was not as large a cup size as I am now.
Mm-hmm.
They do
I
make,
definitely was not.
well,
For different reasons.
for different reasons, but they do make, for, I think if you're under like a C cup, I think it only goes up to C cup, is they have like these tape bra things, which is basically just like double-sided tape that sticks your boobs up to, yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
I can no longer wear them. I can barely wear them.
I've seen these
when I
things that
could.
go like on the top of your boob, where if you have like coverage over the top, you can just like stick it near the nip and then pull up so that it looks like nice and
Okay.
perky.
Yeah, that's boob tape. But no, these were like little cup things where like you
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
like you put your boob in it and then you tape it to your skin and it
okay,
just
now
kind
that's
of
then.
covers the nipple and keeps your boobs up and in place.
I've seen the kind of like molded gel cup bra thingies that literally just go on your boobs and like pull them together.
Yeah.
and push them up for
Yeah.
everyone to see.
Yeah, but those only go up to like C cup because
I've
after
seen
that
a
your boobs are
D.
too heavy.
I did see one that was a double D, but again, couldn't get it. I'm
Yes.
too big for that.
See, I'm way too big for that. See,
Oh, yeah.
I don't even have,
Like, I don't understand why they make like push-up bras cast a C. You don't need it.
yeah, you really don't need it.
You might
Like,
need one
at
with
all.
better support.
Yeah.
You might need one that perhaps has a little less coverage in order to show your lovely cleavage.
Yes.
But you don't need a push-up bra.
No, absolutely not. I don't even think people with C cups need a push-up bra.
No.
But
I
that's,
cannot. I
you
mean,
know,
like maybe if they have wide set boobs, I can understand it.
mm,
Because that's the thing.
maybe.
I mean, you can't really set ours wider apart to make them disappear. Like, there's no way you're not going to notice we have boobs. Very large boobs.
Yeah. There's no way to not notice my boobs.
Yeah.
I'm a G cup for God's sake. There's no hiding them. Just not a thing.
Yeah. Blue takes snaps on them.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
And they're large enough that it doesn't bother me when Blue lays down on my chest.
Yeah. If I'm crossing my arms, then Blue can easily take a nap on my chest.
See, I don't even need my arms
I
for Blue to
know.
take a nap on my chest.
Yeah, he's very happy with your
He says
chest.
I'm not.
He finds it a very comfy bed.
Yes.
It's very sweet.
Yeah. It's adorable.
Yes, but Shannon needed a bra with this.
Absolutely.
She was not wearing anything. She was not even wearing boob tape. I could tell.
Yeah.
They were flopping around down there.
Yeah.
And that's got to be uncomfortable. Like, it's not even an aesthetic thing. It's just, that's uncomfortable.
You'd think so. Yeah.
Like, if you're not used to your boobs flopping around, oh my God.
Yeah.
If you have boobs and they flop around, it's uncomfortable. It hurts. You need a sports bra when you run.
At least. I can't even fit into a sports bra.
They don't make them big enough.
Haven't been able to fit in one of those for decades. I was going to say years. No, it's decades.
Oh my gosh.
At least over a single decade, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I digress. A lot of boob talk in this episode. Anyway, so yeah, Brittany is there, still confused and old.
And Piper
brings her a bowl of something, which is probably like supposed to be cereal or something. But I'm like, is it empty, like the coffee cups? Because it sure as shit doesn't look like it's heavy enough to actually have anything in it.
Yep.
Piper tells Prue that she's certain that this woman is Brittany Reynolds. So
By
now we have a last
asking her things only a woman we've never alluded to before and only other for a plot point would know, like maybe her last name that I just mentioned 5 seconds ago.
name. Yeah.
That we didn't even mention at the top of the episode.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. You asked her stuff only Brittany would know. Brittany didn't even know her own fucking name just a minute ago.
Yeah.
Like, what? But whatever. Now, the funny part, though, is I just love that, when Piper tells Prue that she's sure this is Brittany Reynolds, Prue remarks, and I'm Rosie O'Donnell, which was funny in the 90s when Rosie
I don't
was
know.
still
It's still
on TV.
funny now.
But it was funny and like relevant in the 90s when Rosie was still on TV. Now, not so much.
No.
So Piper then mentions the tattoo, and we get yet another close-up shot, because, we needed that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we cut to Phoebe driving Quake's van to go meet up with Stefan, as you do.
Mixing some business with some pleasure.
Mhm.
Or, well,
She gets out of the van with a dry cleaning bag, which I'm sure has the Armani dress in it.
yeah.
Because she isn't wearing it anymore. But when she grabs the door handle, she gets a vision of herself being strapped to the table and the old dude standing over her. She turns to him, dropping the bag, gets back in the van, and then the hand reaches out to the backseat and covers her mouth. Because apparently, motherfucker's able to get into the car without anybody noticing.
He's clearly done this so many times before.
Yeah.
How many thousands of years did they end up figuring out he was old?
I don't
Well, if it was Muhammad, it's like 2.5.
Yeah, I don't know. But you just think, like, how did he get in there? The van door would have made some sort of noise. None of the windows were open. Like, you could think you would have heard him get in the car.
He probably snuck in the side that's opposite the.
There's no door on that side.
Sure.
Like, there's the passenger side door, but there's no, like, it's a cargo van.
No, it's a cargo van, but no, I mean, like when she was going to door, that's probably when he snuck in. He was probably waiting for the van to pull up.
Maybe. But, like, again, how did he
'Cause
get
he
into the
figures-
van without any sort of sound at all?
He's got to be really fucking good at this. Because, granted, he can't let them see him in his old wrinkly state, which somehow, like, what the hell is his refractory period? Like, 24 hours? Does he need a new woman every 24 hours?
Yeah, I don't
During
know.
this, like, time that he appears?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or something? Because it was ridiculous.
Wasn't it something like, we think they said something about, like, he does it for, yeah, hold on, we'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. Because it cuts back to the manor, and we have Prue and Piper in the attic, because, you know,
Yeah.
Piper saw something in the Book of Shadows. when
They
she was
ain't that
reading it.
lovely inter-show meme.
Yeah. That Jobna feeds 1 week out of every year, stealing the life source from the young, to which Prue finishes the sentence of, by invoking the black magic power of the evil eye to gain eternal youth. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That is not what the evil eye does.
Nope.
That is not what the evil eye is for. And the evil eye isn't even evil.
Nope. You probably couldn't hear it, but Blue just oofed. He agrees.
Uh-huh. Absolutely.
Oh, and he just oofed again, so he definitely agrees.
And there's a third one. And a fourth.
Yeah. I think he's hearing me say oof, and he's just responding.
But yeah, like, he feeds for 1 week out of every year. So 5, 7, we don't know. But the point is that apparently the young doesn't take effect until after he gets all of his feedings done. It doesn't stay permanent.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, why can't you just take them all at once and just suck them all dry at the same time? There's a lot about
so
this.
much work to get that ruse going, though.
But you'd think not. If he's supposed to be a photographer, hey ladies, let's have a photo shoot. What? Oh, I'm sorry, I can only laser eye one of you at a time? Okay. I don't know. It's a thing.
Well, he can't advertise, because then people will show up, and he'll
I
be
guess so.
investigated, because, these women clearly saw this ad, and typical procedural shit.
Yes. So, Prue says there's got to be a way to reverse it. Piper shows her the drawing in the book of the Hand of Fatima, which is a very interesting picture. It's a right hand. There's an eye on the back. There's a snake on the index finger, which circles the eye a bit at the bottom. A frog on the middle finger. A turtle on the ring finger. And what looks like a lizard, maybe, on the pinky. And that tail lands next to the snake's tail. And it's apparently the Prophet Muhammad invoked it centuries ago to banish Javna back to wherever the hell he came from.
Hell, presumably.
I'm assuming. Prue mentions they don't really know who Javna is, let alone where he is. Cut to Brittany downstairs, a la convenience, which is the phrase of the week.
Yep.
Finding the napkin that Phoebe got from Stefan attached via magnet to the fridge.
Yeah.
She grabs it off the fridge, gasps, and then we cut back to Prue and Piper in the attic hearing a crashing sound.
Okay, I can buy that you would hear a crash from the attic coming from the kitchen. It would not be
That
that
loud? Yeah.
It would
Especially
be-
if it's just one little old lady falling down.
Yeah.
It's not like she knocked over the fridge, you know?
That would be more of a thunk, honestly.
Yeah.
No, like sharp noises.
Yeah.
You'd probably be able to hear.
Yeah. But, so they run down and they find her just sitting on the floor, to which we have a lovely little moment of Prue or Piper saying, I'll call 911. And Prue goes, and tell them what? She's dying of old age at 25? Which was a cute moment, but it's like, even if you
They wouldn't have to tell them that she was dying of old age at 25.
unless-
They'd just be like, hey, here's this old homeless woman.
Like, unless they do, like, an internal scan of her body and notice that her organs aren't old.
Well, I would presume that the
You
outside
think-
of her is old, the inside of her is equally old.
Exactly.
He steals the youth from the body, and apparently the mind, so if the brain is affected...
Exactly. So now Piper's holding the napkin. Prue asks her what's on the napkin. She mentions that it's the address that Stefan gave to Phoebe, and Brittany then says, Javna. and starts whimpering, and you just feel bad for her.
Yeah, poor
It's
little
kind of
lady.
sad. Piper's like, oh shit, Phoebe's gone to this address.
Yep.
Well, now we know where Jobna is, because Brittany told us. And then, of course, we cut to Daryl and Andy going through ATM camera footage of the first victim leaving with Stefan from a place.
That looked like Quake. That looked like the walkway into
It
Quake.
totally looked like Quake.
They never call it Quake in this episode, do they?
No, well, I don't think so.
I don't think they do. They call it the restaurant a couple of times.
Yeah, I don't think they ever mentioned it by
But
name.
there's no logo on the van. The shots of the
No, I think there
restaurant.
was a logo on the van.
I don't remember seeing it.
I
I
think
thought it was
there
just
was.
a white van.
I think there
Like
was
a
a
pedo
logo.
van or something.
Like a pedo van.
Or something.
Oh my god.
No, it was just...
I'm fairly certain that it did say Quake. on
Okay,
the
I
side.
don't remember seeing that. But,
I'm fairly
I
certain.
mean, the...
Which is why I mentioned that it was the
the
Quake
footage
van.
of the restaurant, the outside, seemed fairly stock. So maybe they didn't really decide what the name was?
Yeah, I don't know. Either that or San Francisco, they all look the same. All the bars and I don't know.
I mean,
But-
it's really funny to have a restaurant called Quake in San Francisco.
Yes.
Especially with the, like, cracked stone hanging off.
Yeah, it was cute.
I forget if there actually is an earthquake where Quake gets destroyed. I feel like there might be in a future episode. Or maybe I'm just thinking something else.
I don't know. I don't remember much of the early episodes. But yeah, so we find that Stefan has now moved to the top of their suspect list.
Yep.
And they go taking off to where
where?
are they going?
I don't know.
Because,
How would they know?
yeah, they find him
This
leaving
isn't England. They don't have CCTV cameras everywhere.
Yeah. And then we now cut to Phoebe on the table asking Stefan or whoever you are to let her go. And then Ugly Dude steps out of the darkness with the same line of, it's Jobna.
That's the same
And there's-
footage.
I legit went because I was watching on DVD and I knew it was also on Netflix. I legit opened up Netflix, brought up this moment of It's Jovna on both. I brought it up from the first moment with the redhead on Netflix, and then I watched it on my DVD. It is literally the same footage.
Yep.
The exact same clip of him walking out from the shadows.
Yep.
It is the exact same thing. Right down to the line of It's Jovna and then the laser eyes coming out of his face.
Yep.
It is the exact same. Because they apparently didn't have enough budget to take 2 takes from that.
Apparently not. They didn't need to. They're just like, no, we're gonna get that. That'll work.
It's like, we got it, we're good. Okay. And then, my catchphrase for the day, a la convenience, Piper and Prue come driving up.
Like, we don't know where Phoebe is.
Yeah. We should call the police. But you know, Prue's like, but we're the only ones who can stop Jobna. Really? Really? You didn't even think that until like 20 minutes ago.
No.
But fine, whatever. And then, this is the best one, is they don't know where Phoebe is. And Piper says that they need Phoebe because the incantation only works with the 3 of us. And then she conveniently screams. Ah! Okay, fine. So Prue then magics the door open because, you know, she can. Just as Jovna is laser eyeing Phoebe because, I'm sorry, wouldn't he have been doing that already? Or is this like, this?
That sounds like a really weird euphemism. Laser eye. It really does.
Yep. He stops mid-laser eyeing, turns to them with his eyes still red, and then Prue magics him flying into a wall.
Yeah.
Like, let's just fling him against a wall. Sure, why not? Piper runs to try and get Phoebe off the table, and then, of course, Jovna stands up and starts sending his laser eyes at Prue.
And somehow she's like on a dolly moving forward.
Yeah, like floating across the room toward him, toward the table, which, a la convenience, has the fucking hand mirror on it.
Which, okay, if he's laser eyeing her, how can she see?
Yep, and how can she, like, actually do anything? Because she should
And
be, I don't know,
furthermore,
screaming.
how did Phoebe know?
Yeah, there's a lot of...
I mean, like, does it matter in the end? No, we're just being picky.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, this is the best part, because I love me a pun when I'm typing. It was Phoebe yells for Prue to grab the hand mirror, and since Prue's not getting any older... She does it. Like, and I literally wrote in my notes, see what I did there? Because I have no chill.
No
No chill at all.
bit.
No chill at all. So, she picks up the hand mirror and uses it to reflect Jobna's laser eyes right back at him, which just knocks him off balance for some reason.
It's a feedback. It's
Feedback loop?
no, it's the Captain Laserbeam thing. It's Captain Laserbeam.
God, it's really good.
Willpower based feedback.
Yes.
Mirror-based feedback.
I like it. And then, now that Phoebe is off the table, the three of them stand together and they recite the incantation, which is long and obnoxious, and I'm not going to repeat it here, even though I typed it out because I'm me.
Yes. You can't stop me.
I'll live forever. And then Prue holds up her hand, which had nothing on it, and then somehow the hand of Fatima just starts glowing.
I liked that detail.
Which
And I
is
liked that
kinda
you
cool.
couldn't really tell what the animals were.
I like
They were outlined.
Well, and I like the fact that when they showed like the background,
Yes.
like they showed from her point of view, you could tell the animals on her hands were moving.
Yeah, I know.
So
that
it wasn't
cool.
just like a glove of whatever.
Uh-huh.
It was action.
But it was
kinda
indistinct enough where the CGI wasn't obnoxious.
Yeah. And then I also like that, like when it's all said and done, it just disappears again.
Yeah.
Cool. I also wrote that
It did its job.
yeah. This is my little thing of, even though it doesn't rhyme, it seems to work. Because, it seemed like in the last episode everything had to rhyme, but now this one doesn't.
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, most of the spells they do tend to rhyme.
They
or
do.
at least slant rhyme.
Yeah, they tend to.
If it was done in OP, it might have rhymed.
Maybe.
That's original pronunciation for
Yeah.
you noobs.
Yes. And then Jobna falls back onto the light up table, goes up in the tiniest of flames,
Turns to bone.
turns to a skeleton,
Turns to dust.
and then ash.
And then a convenient fan blew
Away! Yeah, and for some reason the girls look frightened. Like, what are you frightened of? You just blew away.
Prue didn't look that frightened to me.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, Piper's always frightened. Phoebe
Yeah.
was just laser-eyed. Prue is just like, that's weird.
And then we cut to Brittany, who is lying on the Halliwell couch,
Asleep.
still wearing the huge grandma sweater over her sparkly dress.
And magically turns back to her
turns back
younger
into
self.
herself. She has no idea where she is.
And she seems really confused by the sweater she's wearing.
Yes, she's like literally, she looks so confused, like, why am I wearing this grandma sweater? Where the hell am I? What is happening? And then we cut back to the girls. Prue's hand is still glowing for some reason. Like, the spell is over, it should have faded already, but whatever. It fades, and Phoebe gives up the little quip of, very cool. And then we hear the sirens outside. So, yep, because,
They
all I-
apparently learned where the hell he was supposed to be.
yeah, we don't know where they found out where he was coming from, but whatever. Daryl and Andy show up just as the girls are coming outside. Daryl does this
I think the
lovely-
door was still open. They didn't close it behind them, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, probably. Well, she did magic it open, so,
Yeah.
who knows what happened.
Yeah, but
But-
the door is open. They know he's supposed to be in there. Granted, there's no body,
Mm-hmm.
but
There's no body.
shit's clearly been going down.
There's a light-up table
With candles.
with candles all over it.
I don't know, maybe think
That
that's
nobody
something for
mentions.
a model photo shoot.
Yeah, I don't know. That nobody mentions. But I just love the fact that when Daryl and Andy come up, Daryl says some sort of line that was totally 80 yard about checking inside. And then Andy goes to find out.
check inside.
Yeah. But it's a total 80 yard line. He goes inside, and then Andy goes to find out why the girls are there. And then Prue gives him some sort of fucked up story of
The
they were
car
trying to
wasn't
get the-
working.
Yeah, they're trying to get the van started because Phoebe called about car trouble. Like,
And he just
okay.
reaches in the car.
Well, no, but hold on. The best part is that Phoebe is all like, Stefan was going to take some pictures of me. And then he's like, do you know how lucky you are? Because Stefan is the stalker. And then Daryl comes back out saying there's no sign of him. There's no fucking way that he checked that entire goddamn building. That entire thing took less than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
There is no fucking way. But whatever.
Did he go in with multiple people, maybe?
Maybe, but still.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Way too fast.
Yeah, but he does mention that Stefan's car is still there, so he might be around.
Okay.
Daryl then walks away because, he doesn't have to be here anymore. Andy goes to start the van, which, of course, starts right up. And Piper comes with the, hey, how about that? You fixed it. Which is a cute little moment, to which Andy replies how about that?
Well, okay, like,
It was a nice little-
I can buy, car doesn't start until someone else works on it. Like, I was trying to get money out of an ATM yesterday, and I go in, because they leave your card in there, and then I was just trying to get, like, $40 out, and so it says, okay, take your card and we'll dispense the cash. I try to get my card, and it's stuck in the reader, and the reader's, like, not flashing or anything, so I try and, like, move it around, try to juggle that, it won't come out. Dispenses cash, dispenses receipt, still won't let go of my card. So I walk into the bank and I'm like, hey, this thing won't let go of my card. And the woman comes out and just like pulls it out. She's like, okay, apparently if I waited for 5 seconds.
Yeah, like it just didn't like your finger.
No.
It just had a problem with you.
Well, it's one of those downtown ATMs.
Oh, well, there you go.
So they kind of have an attitude.
Yeah.
They don't like us suburban people.
Yeah, they're so rude.
So rude.
Anyway, so Phoebe then, takes Piper and is like, we should go.
Yeah. Okay, so like Andy kind of functions as the girl's straight man when they're all in scenes together.
Mm-hmm, a little bit.
Daryl functions as Andy's straight man. Who is Daryl's straight man? Who would be Daryl's straight man?
I don't know.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Because he does that throughout the entire series, too.
Mhm.
He's
Yeah.
always the one to provide a little perspective like, no, wait, what the fuck do you think is going on?
Yeah. But see, here's my thing, right? So Phoebe and Piper walk away. Prue just says, call me, to which Andy's like, sure. And then they both walk away. They're just leaving the van there? Like, because they don't seem to be getting into the van.
Well, Prue and Piper drove there.
I understand that.
I'm not. That's not an explanation. That's just.
I get that they have another car and whatever, but like they're just leaving the Quake van there? Like they're not going to even bother?
I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever. And then I do enjoy this, my lovely moment of another bridge shot, in case you forgot where we are. They do that a lot. A lot of their exteriors are like the bridge shots, and they're really pretty, but it's like, okay, in case you forgot we were in San Francisco for some reason.
Here's another stock footage reminder.
Exactly. So we, cut back from our inside Quake, and Phoebe sees the redhead who was with Stefan before, and asks, hey, how are you? To which the redhead just kind of gives her a half-hearted smile and stares at her like she's crazy.
Like, why wouldn't they give her more lines? She's already got her SAG card.
Yeah, I don't know.
Giving her another like, what are you talking about? Would not make her be paid more.
Unless, here's my thought, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless her voice was ADR'd.
When she was on the table, it didn't seem like it.
It didn't seem like it, but you never know.
It can be pretty obvious, especially in this era.
True, but you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing that out there, put it out into the ether, you never know.
Okay.
Just saying. So yeah, Phoebe then walks back up to Piper, and Piper's like, do you know that girl? And to which Phoebe replies that she almost was that girl.
Uh-huh.
Because, she's one of Stefan's victims. And Prue says that it's lucky that the girl doesn't remember. Phoebe takes that as a moment saying that she herself needs to be more careful. Which is a nice little thing. Because then Prue's questioning her hearing, like, did I just hear you admit that you were wrong?
Yeah.
Did I really just hear that? To which Phoebe replies with the best line ever. Frame it. It won't happen again. Which was just a cute little dialogue moment between sisters. It was cute. I like it. Piper, we then find, is very happy to realize that their powers come from good. To which Prue replies, good for everything but our love lives. Once again.
Way to prioritize.
Like, are you kidding me? But she says they do come in handy once in a while. Which Phoebe then comes back with the, hypocrite. It's like, thank you, Phoebe.
Yeah.
Thank you. Been saying that all along.
Mm-hmm.
We then get the insert of the TV showing the winning lottery numbers.
Phoebe rushes to get the ticket out of her
purse. And they're the same winning lottery numbers from Phoebe's vision. She pulls out the winning ticket, which we see the date on the ticket is September 2nd.
Yes.
September 2nd, 1998, which...
like a month earlier.
Yeah, like this episode aired October 14th.
Yeah.
It's saying September 2nd. So it's like, okay, fine.
Whatever.
We also see that the jackpot on the ticket says it was $8 million, which I think at some point they mentioned the jackpot was $10 million.
Yeah, they did.
But, whatever.
The old guy mentioned it.
Yeah. And then we see the tickets, the numbers, and everything corresponding with the numbers.
Go blank.
Just disappear.
And the weirdest Deus Ex Machina of avoiding personal gain that never happens again.
Yeah. See, my thought, right? I don't understand why the ticket disappears. What I think should have happened. They win somehow and then she loses the ticket. Or she couldn't find the ticket. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that would have been better. I can't find the winning ticket that I know is the winning ticket.
Yeah.
That would have been better instead of just the numbers on the ticket disappearing. Because I'm sorry, that ticket was bought. Like there is a
record
of that
it goes
ticket
into the
being
computer.
Bought. Yeah. And you know that guy at that stall is like, well, fuck, I had 2 winners with this ticket, So there has to be, I was kind of annoyed by that little bit.
Yeah, and the
But
old couple
whatever.
probably had a heart attack that they won.
I know, right?
Because the other thing that could have happened is,
that.
Phoebe won, and for some reason, 5 million other people also won that night because they just happened to pick the same number.
Mm-hmm.
So the jackpot ends up being like $100.
Yeah. I don't see that happening, but yeah.
No, I'm just thinking like Bruce Almighty.
Yeah,
Kind of
there's absolutely many different ways that could have been handled.
Yeah.
But whatever. But my favorite though is also like kind of like Brittany and Max and the redhead. Like we never see these people again.
Nope.
We hear nothing about this old couple that won millions
Nope.
ever again. But whatever. So Phoebe sighs and hands the blank ticket to Piper. And Prue pipes up with the, I told you can't use our powers for your own personal gain.
Remember.
Yeah. And Phoebe goes, it's a good thing I didn't take the tags off that dress. But at least the old couple didn't lose their house. Like, okay, sure. But again, Prue being a hypocrite is, didn't she use her powers for personal gain first in the elevator and then to not
Yep.
get paint splattered all over her?
And the clock.
Like, yeah, and the clock? Like, seriously, what?
That's all she fucking does.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
In fact, up until, in the first episode, up until she, like, shoves Jeremy up against the wall, all she ever uses her powers are for personal gain.
Mm-hmm.
Like, involuntary, sure, but, like, there's the pen,
Yeah.
there's the necktie.
Yeah.
There's no way you can tell me that was not personal gain.
Yeah.
And then there's the aspirin and the entire thing in the pharmacy.
Yeah.
And then this episode, we've got the clock, the elevator buttons,
Mhm.
and I forget
And
what
the
else.
paint.
And the paint.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I can call that one self-defense though, because it's a defense mechanism. It's not
I
it's
guess
not like
so.
intentionally going, I'm gonna make it go up to the 12th floor right fucking now.
I guess
And it's
so.
not, oh no, it's waking him. I can't have him be awake and notice me.
Yeah, I guess so. What?
Yeah.
But then so we get the final Piper raising a toast to the power of 3, whether we like it or not. And then we cut to the credits.
Yes.
It's a lovely little way to end it. It was very nice. And we get that little sister bond at the end, which was nice.
Uh-huh.
So now we have our rating for the day.
Yeah.
We will go with you first.
I enjoyed this episode. I might be like a high rater or something with stuff. Like, I feel bad. It doesn't make sense, but I tend to feel bad if I've rated something poorly. Like, the thing will come back at me like, bitch, why are you giving me a failing grade? And
I promise you that this show is not going to come back to
I
you
know,
like that.
I know.
See, I just know for me, like, I'm much more a realistic grader
Yeah.
because I also know that there's a lot more episodes coming up
Yeah.
that will get higher grades from me.
Oh yeah, I know there will be. I know what the ones I remember most and have the most fond memories
There's
of are.
a few coming up.
And I know of a couple where I know I'm going to be grading them very, very low because they're shit.
Yes, there are a few that probably won't even make like a 3 for me. There are
Oh,
a
yeah.
couple of episodes that I
But
just like
this one, I rated 8 out of 10 cable knit sweater pocket.
nice. And I gave it a 5 out of 10 ugly guy laser eyes. Yeah, because it's not the best second episode if you want to grab new viewers. I think that was my biggest thing. Like, it's the second episode of the entire series, and it's just like there were some cute sister moments, but overall, it's not the best episode of the season, let alone the series.
Yeah.
There are a lot of episodes that could have been a better second episode if you wanted to grab more viewers.
Yes, this is true.
This was very much like not. So it was a 5 out of 10. Like, it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great. It was middle of the
Yeah.
road, average.
I raised it based on how much I enjoyed it, pretty much.
Well, and I think for you, just the pouch pocket automatically.
Oh yeah,
gives it a couple
yeah.
extra.
You wanna take a guess as to what my favorite outfit of the episode was?
Pouch pocket.
Actually, no, it was Phoebe and Naramani.
Oh really?
But yeah, the backpacker was a very close second. Just Phoebe was looking good.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. That was my favorite outfit in and of itself. Aside, because the patch pocket was not my favorite outfit until the pocket appeared.
Yes.
So I could give a fuck about the outfit. I'd never wear it. I'd wear the Armani.
It was a very pretty dress. It was a cute little black number.
Yeah, with
It was like an
weird,
off the shoulder weird
halter-ishy
haltery thing. It was cute, but it's one of those dresses where like if you have boobs, you can't really wear it. Like
No.
you have to have small enough boobs that you don't have to wear a bra. Or
And
you can
somehow
wear-
Alyssa Milano has small enough boobs for it.
She does. Either that or she was wearing like a
Sticky boobs.
strapless bra
Yeah.
or sticky boobs or something. Like that's fine. But like there's no way I could ever wear
No.
anything like that. I need double straps and thick straps at that to hold my boobs up because my boobs are big and they're heavy.
Like it's been a struggle for me to find strapless. They don't make them.
The only
bigger.
strapless I have ever been able to do is a corset style
Yeah.
strapless, and that you can't sit in those. Those are
No.
so uncomfortable. Like I've been in a corset before, and when it's laced properly, it's really nice. But you can't sit in it for very long. It's just not how that works.
No.
Just isn't.
No, I got one of those Harry Potter corsets from Think Geek.
Interesting.
I have it over in there. I'll show it to you later.
Okay.
But no, it's nice. And unfortunately, I can't actually get into it by myself, which
Yeah,
was
that's
a
the
bit
thing
of an
about
oversight.
that's the thing about corsets is you definitely need someone else to help you get into them because you can't lace yourself up the back. It just
No,
doesn't
and this
work.
one has like a zipper thing, so if you need to get out in a hurry.
Yeah, but you can't just zip it up and get into it because
No.
that's not how that works.
No.
No. See, my corset is like
Hook
and-
laced?
Yeah, like hook and
Oh,
eyes,
okay, yeah.
hook and eyes in the front and laced in the back. So you can, when you're in it and you're want to get out of it, you just kind of push the front ends together and pop out the hook and eyes.
Yeah.
But there's no way that you can just put it on and pop the hook and eyes back into place.
Nope.
That's not how that works. You
No.
can't even go like one at a time.
No.
Nope.
No.
No. That is not how a corset
Because
works.
you put the one, and then it'll break.
Yeah. Yeah.
If by some magic you get the second before the first one breaks,
Yeah.
then nothing's going to sit where you want it.
Yeah. No.
You will not get like the fifth one closed.
And it's also like if you try and do like start at the top and then do the one at the bottom and like work your way back and forth, it just doesn't work because the way that your entire
Because the top
body.
compresses down, the bottom compresses up, and then
Yeah.
you're left in the middle with like this weird uniboob pregnant belly combo.
Yeah, it's not.
No,
It's not attractive. No.
it also just doesn't work
Yeah, it
for
just
the
doesn't work at
style
all.
because you're going for an hourglass, and that's the opposite of what you're going for.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. But yeah, I think like the best thing about a corset though is when you're laced into it properly, it really does give you nice back support.
Mm.
And it really does make you look good and feel good.
Yeah.
Like, I physically, like, I don't sit up straight. I never have. It is
Yeah.
physically painful for
I
me
used
to.
to.
Well, I have an S curve in my back.
Ah, yeah.
And so it is physically painful for me to sit, like, up straight for any length of time unless I'm in a corset.
Yeah.
If I'm in a corset, then my body's like, oh, okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
But even then, I can't sit for very long because I'm in a corset and you can't breathe while sitting in a corset.
See, for me, sitting up straight between Irish dancing and choir
Mhm.
was just pretty ingrained in me.
Mhm.
It's only been the last few years that I've really started being all slouchy and shit.
Yeah.
And even then, like, when we're at choir, I'm, like, only my headphones are on the chair.
Yeah.
The rest of me is up, and I am ready.
See, and for me, when I was in choir, we didn't sit.
Yeah.
It was standing, and that was it.
Yeah.
Like, you sat when you were, like, looking through your music, but as soon as you
Well, I
started
was a
singing...
bit of a brown noser.
Well.
So, when we sat, I was always trying to look like I wanted to be there, because, well, I did.
Yeah.
And I just wanted the teacher to know that I wanted to be there, so I'd be there. And, of course, that was why I learned to memorize really fucking fast.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then it just became kind of natural because, you know, yay, music. And I was the kid who was always singing the other parts as they were happening and annoying everyone around me because they're like, start our part. I'm
Yep.
like, I fucking care.
Yep.
Like,
Absolutely.
I'm learning the music. What the hell are you doing? Chatting?
Yep. Absolutely.
We're not supposed to be chatting. I'm at least going with what's going on.
Yeah. I took a choir class in college, and my choir teacher got mad at me because I memorized the music.
You did not tell me this.
Yeah. Everyone else, we were using like the sheet music and whatever, because for the concert that we'd have at the end of the semester, we had, you know, the folders that you have your music
Yeah.
in. And so you stand with your folders, because it's a thing that they were doing.
Yeah.
Whatever.
As long as everyone does the same thing,
because
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was like a holiday thing. We were supposed to look like carolers and whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So you had the little folder with your music. Fine. Well, I memorized my music because that's how I was taught in high school, to memorize your music. And the choir teacher got mad at me because I had memorized my music. And he legit was like, okay, well, what's the first bar on this page, whatever. I'm like, I have no idea, but I can sing the song from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Like, are we going to start a song in the middle during the concert that, you know, like I'm not aware of? Because I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah.
And so he got all indignant on me and whatever. And then at the concert, I was the only one who had an empty folder.
Yeah.
Because I memorized my music.
Yeah, and with we were doing Carmina Burana with my choir for our last concert in like March and stuff, and I wasn't really trying to memorize. It just kind of happened anyway because I like the music, and you know, it gets stuck in your head, and then you repeat it, and then it gets memorized, and that's how it happens a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
And so by the time the concert rolls around, I'm like, I don't want to be standing there holding this piece of music that I'm not going to do anything with, and the only thing it's possibly going to do is distract me from what's going on.
Yep.
So why do I need to even have it? And then, fortunately, the option got effectively, like, taken out of my decision because someone else didn't have their music with them at the concert, so they need to borrow mine because they didn't have it memorized. And I'm like, oh, sure, fine, take it away from me. I was just going to be fidgeting with it anyway. So,
Yeah. I think for me the funniest part of the whole concert thing was that he gave me this, like, It was kind of like an excuse on his part. Well, we haven't finalized what order we're going to sing the songs in, whatever. I'm like,
Doesn't matter.
I was like, that doesn't matter. I have them all memorized. As soon as the music starts playing, I'll know which song it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like we're singing any of them a cappella. And even if we were, if you're a good enough conductor, I can figure out which song we're going for.
Yeah, because also conductors tend to mouth the word.
Yeah, they really do. He was not the best teacher and not the best person, and I was mad about it.
Yeah, I fortunately never had any of that kind of choral director in college. Although I had 3 very different directors. 2 of them were less different from each other. But I had the one who, you really did not want to get on his bad side. Not that he was like horrible, it's just you did not want to disappoint this man because you looked up to him so much and it made failure so unthinkable.
Yeah.
And there was an incident where, right when I got into this choir, because I basically begged to get into it, it was the higher level choir. I needed to get out of the lower level choir because I'd been there for 2 years already, and 2.5 years in fact. And I was done. Like, it was stagnating. And so I wrote the director, and I'm like, hey, wherever you need to be, put me. I would just like to be able to move up because I need to grow more. And he let me. But no one told me about the getting there early and having extra rehearsals because we were going to perform at INEA, the music that everyone else had been learning already. No one told me that there were these extra rehearsals. So I get there, and someone finally tells me, oh, yeah, there's a Saturday rehearsal. We've been having, like, kind of tech week. And I'm like, oh. So I get there. That's when I get the music. We're performing in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Memorize. And so I do the best memorization job of my fucking life. I was on that music every damn day for hours. I had a YouTube list that just went through and auto-played all of them on a loop. That was what I did, and I would sing along, and I would learn my part, because also I was doing alto, so, like, it got a little more complex for what I had been doing in the previous choir. And, the only thing I was really struggling with to memorize was a piece that was in French. But the only reason for that was because it repeated weirdly, and I needed to remember what the specific words were, so only occasionally, I would glance down, and this was a 6-song thing, so it was not minor, it was pretty hefty. It was like Hindemith or something. It was like for whatever. Like there's one about a doe and other shit, and he could see me like occasionally, but like I held it up so that I would glance down and I would not be looking very far off, but he thought it looked too weird for me to be holding the music. I was not the only person who was not memorized. But he asked me to not sing for the song. And I thought he meant for this song. No, he meant for the entire concert.
Oh, see, that's a bit of a...
Like, I wasn't using music for any of it except that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at mouthing.
Yeah, that's kind of bitchy. That's annoying.
The only other person who wasn't memorized, he didn't kick out. Because it was a tenor. And we didn't have enough of them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you need altos more than you need sopranos. If I was a soprano, yeah, sure. Just be like, hey, Kendra, how memorized are you on this? You think you got it for the concert? I'll be like, 80%. And be like, okay, well, just sit this one out. We'll put you in the next one. It's fine. Just like, no. And then I get kicked out. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm just like not singing this song. And so I'm just waiting. And then he's like, okay, we're taking a break. And then comes up to tell me, no, I actually meant the entire concert. Like, doesn't actually really qualify it with, oh, I get that you only just got this music. It's fine. Just says, no, I'd rather just have you sit up the entire concert.
Which is such bullshit because you knew the rest of it.
Yeah. I ended up like going down to the basement and just like hate crying. Great.
Yeah.
But in general, he was a very good director. There were some things that would happen, like he definitely played favorites, but the director I'd just come from was the cheeriest mofo you'd ever met. He founded the Indianapolis Children's Choir, and he's so happy all the time, and his standards are not that high because he's used to working with little kids.
Yeah.
And this is also the non-major choir. So we do a lot of weird, silly shit. And after 2.5 years of that, I was done. I was so done. The third director I had was the director of the jazz choir, who had a very interesting approach to like the system of learning the music, but was a bit of a control freak. In the end, like when he was on sabbatical for a semester, and we had an assistant director who was our accompanist, who turned out to be a bit of yeah, that was lovely to learn.
Yeah.
Very much into the barely legal girls, and in fact, not quite legal yet. Got in trouble for that. But working with him at the time was just, it ended up being a lot less stressful because when we tried to be self-directed, our director would come in and be like, no, that's really not how you should do that. Like, okay, you're saying at the beginning of the semester that you're going to lead us through how to basically do this and then slowly let go of the reins. And right now, you're not letting go of the reins.
Yeah.
Why? You said you would do this.
Yeah.
Like, we've been at this, and some of us in this group have been at this for 4 years, so just let us do it. Let us have a little creative control. Not much. You pick the music. We just want to work with it.
Yep.
But yeah. Oh, alright.
It's
Time for one of my old spells.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, man. This is great. So this is a mind-clearing spell. Which I apparently... Oh, no, I think I tried to write mind instead of my for the first word. But yeah, I can see some spelling errors that I made and then corrected on here. It's very short. It's almost like a short poem. My mind is weighted down with too many thoughts, so give me peace so I shan't rot.
I think that has got to be the best little, like, off-rhyme.
Oh my god.
But as we learned in this episode, it doesn't need to rhyme to work.
No. I cringe at my use of the word shan't.
See, and I thought the use of shan't was the best bit. Oh, it's so lovely.
I was clearly just looking for something to rhyme with thoughts. And I'm like, thought, rot.
Sure, why not?
Let's do that. Yeah, it'll work.
Yep.
Oh, man.
All right, well, that's it for us today. So you can email us at charmchats@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram.
Yes. Everything with the exception of Twitter
is
and
Charm Chats.
one of the Tumblrs is Charm Chats.
Yeah. Twitter is charmchatspod.
As is what's going to end up being our main Tumblr, I would say.
Yeah, is charmchatspod.tumblr.com, as well as charmchats.tumblr.com. They'll probably have vaguely the same stuff on them, but
Yeah.
one or the other might have some extras. Who knows? You'll find out. As always, our website, charmchats.com. And you can find us on Snapchat now.
Yeah.
We're on Snapchat. We may give a little behind-the-scenes stuff on Sundays when we record. And we will see. It was a good night.
Yes, it was.
Good episode.
Wasn't it a good night, Blue? I feel your
Yeah.
tail wagging.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a good night? You were napping most of it. You say bye-bye?
No.
You say bye? He doesn't know how to say bye.
No, still working on that.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll get him to do it at some point. Bye,
Well,
y'all.
Talk to you next week.